ordeal.
So I burp very bad.
Tell me if it's a screen
Better
or tell
tell
me
me.
if it's the hang in there, baby, because I don't ever know
It
which
is
one's which.
The hang in there, baby.
Okay, we're switching that. Oh my God, what an ordeal. I love technology and it loves me back.
It makes life so easy.
Hey everyone!
Wow, we're back already?
Whoa, no, we never left. Well, no, we never started.
Whoa.
It's fine.
It's going to stay like this.
That's okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the program. Sports program with Derek, Zach, and Sean. I saw him at the movie theater and I haven't told the story at all. But Sean's never in town.
Never in town.
At Home Run Jack, which I'll fix that.
Did you add it?
Gonna do it right now.
It's- I'm still seeing hang in there, baby.
I just put it back on there.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, let the boys share it. It's boys club.
At.
And what sucks is I called my mom.
Yeah, she's
probably
been
like,
waiting
was
for
on there,
this.
She's probably like, I can't hear a damn thing.
I'm sorry.
My mom doesn't sound like
Somewhere. There. Everybody right here. Love it. It's just gonna be over my face. I don't even care at this point. Hey, look at that. There's the show. This should be back now. Well, it'll take a second before you see it. Though.
It's going to be here. We're going to see it
I
on
promise
some
you
other
it's
time.
gonna happen. I'll see you now, or I'll see you.
See you there. I'll see you on another time. What's that from?
I love you,
Alright.
man.
I love you. I love you too, man.
I love you, man.
POV
right.
porn.
That's
That's
right.
what today's show is about.
Joven.
Topic.
Yeah, that's today's show topic.
POV.
Yeah,
POV.
Hi to our mothers.
Hi, moms. Today we're talking
Stepmoms.
POV. Nope, that's not true.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I might go there, but not right now. Anyway, hey, welcome to the show. Thanks, everybody. Sean's never in town. I saw him at the movies. He said he was going to be on the show because he talked to Zach.
I didn't. I told them.
I know. I love that you're here. I love it.
I'm excited.
I'm
I watch
excited.
it. I
I'm
admire
hard.
what you guys do.
Everything's working. The sound flawlessly. We had no issues.
It's just crazy how things work so smooth every week.
Yeah.
I love that we can do this show week in and week out and never have any issues.
Yeah. And we definitely do it every week.
And it's never been an issue.
Every week.
And we definitely do the show
At the same
all the
time.
times that we're scheduled to do at the same times we always say we're going to do them.
Yeah, exactly.
We always start at noon on the nose.
Yeah. We do shows sometime between Sunday and the following Saturday from when people are awake to when people are asleep.
You see, my friends, the key to a successful podcast is consistency.
That's the number one thing people tell me about
Uh-huh.
Twitch.
And
Be
we
consistent.
consistently never do the show at the same time or on the same day.
Yeah.
Ever.
If you really wanted to watch it, it would be very hard to do.
Oh, yeah. You'll never be able to watch it live unless you are following us,
Unless you don't get off of Facebook.
right?
And or you're in the room.
Or you're here. And you can watch it with your human eyes. As Sean's wife is doing. Hello. She's not
here.
on the camera.
She's here.
She's in the room, though.
Sean's wife.
Oh.
Borat. It's Borat.
Oh, anyway. This show's about sports, too. And there have been things that happened in sports.
There's stuff to talk about. We might do that.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit right now because there is something that huge happened overnight. Something near and dear to Kawhi Watch.
Kawhi Watch.
He went to the Clippers. I thought about wearing my Clippers jersey for the show.
Were you gifted that jersey?
I found it at Goodwill for like $10.
Oh, well, then
like-
you got, yeah. I always look for stuff like that. I can never.
I'll find. I mean, that's not even a team that I like, but
Well, you might as well get it.
if I see it at Goodwill, I'm like, oh, sure. I have a Mark McGuire jersey around here somewhere that was at Goodwill. And
That's
I was
awesome,
Like, it's
though.
like, Mark McGuire? It smells like roids. He didn't wear it.
You put it on and you just get stronger,
was
but
just
also
like-
want to hit somebody.
And
Yeah, I was just like,
you
God,
break
God,
it-
these guys are
Do you
pussies.
break records illegally?
I do, yeah.
You just want to go into a Walmart and hit a woman.
His baseball bat looks like a little stick in his hands.
Yeah, I went to Walmart for the first time in like 6 months the other day, and I just
Ooh.
got violent.
It was hard. We went there to get some beverages, which I have brought some for you guys.
Great.
And we went in there, and it was hard.
Okay, so real quick, speaking of beverages, let's talk a little bit about the show that you do on Twitch.tv.
Okay.
Do you want to plug that real quick? What's your
Sure.
stream?
So Home Run Jack, my main thing is on Saturday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
So whatever that would be. East. I don't know anybody on the East who would ever watch it, but
There's
9, 10, something.
9, 10. It's 10
9, 10
on the
something.
East.
Yeah. And unlike some people,
9 in New
I do
Orleans.
start mine at 7 p.m. sharp
You do.
every Saturday.
You're consistent.
But I just do beer reviews.
Beer reviews.
Beers I do a good beer and a bad beer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
What's the worst beer?
That I have had?
Mhm.
Foster's Premium Ale so far has been my least favorite beer of all of my life.
Okay.
And I've had Schlitz.
For all the time.
Yeah, for all
Oh.
the time. The green can.
Schlitz
Foster.
is great.
Schlitz is.
I think Montuckies are the worst beer I've ever had.
I will.
My cousin.
You don't like the Gold Snipe, baby?
I mean, I drink them anyways because I love the can. And I'm a sucker for advertising.
My cousin's
but-
a Ham's Bear Beer guy.
You ever had Hamthrax?
No.
That's the ham. If you had hams, you've had Hamthrax.
Oh, it's just
My
what
friend
we
drinks
call
so
that. Oh.
my friend
Then
drank
yes, I have
so many hams he broke out in hives.
had.
He drank so much hams.
Hives Bear Beer.
Yeah.
Guys,
He
we're back,
so he
baby.
drinks Ham's Bear Beer, and he loves it.
I've never had it.
It's cheap, and it's a staple. It's Ham's is to Moscow, Idaho, is Keystone is to Lewiston, Idaho.
Oh, yeah.
So high schoolers drink it,
Mhm.
and I don't know how they got it.
Yeah.
They
It's questionable.
but they stole it from the bum.
It's
They
questionable.
Could afford to buy it.
Yeah. They gave somebody $20 to go buy them $10 worth of beer, and they kept all of that $10
Yeah.
change.
Yep.
I just
They
want-
don't know any better.
And they have no idea
That's actually genius.
until you get older and you do it for like your cousin, which I've never done.
You can't see your face at all right now. You have like
Your
exact,
the mic is right.
the exact. Oh my god.
That's fine.
What was that?
That was the water bottle.
Oh, I thought it was your beer. That would have
Hey,
been.
shut that dog up!
I can't wait to see him swing the mic. I'm gonna watch your computer to watch him swing the mic.
There, I'm back.
You look great.
Thank you.
So
There. Now, is that better? No,
Well, I don't know. That it hasn't caught up yet.
it's not better.
It's not bad.
This is what we got, okay?
This is it.
One day I'll have I want to get a desktop to do this, but and to leave everything plugged in all the time so I don't have to keep having issues, which I never have.
it looks better. I think it looks better where it's at now.
There you go.
I got this POV on though.
I love the POV angle that you're doing.
You're my stepsister. That's what they usually are.
Every time.
I one
Wait,
time
I thought we weren't going there.
Oh, it's okay. It's one time on the comment section though. I did see a funny comment. They have a great community, by the way. I found out. One of the comments said.
Healthy
that-
community.
One
Yeah.
of the comments said, "How many stepsisters does this guy have?" I was like, "That's really clever."
Well, big family. It's a big family.
Yeah.
I'll tell mom and dad. Do your dad's been divorced so many times? Like, your family has systemic issues. Anyway, we're not talking about that though. Kawhi Leonard is a Clipper, and so is Paul George.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Clippers move wasn't a huge surprise. It's just
No.
Paul George came out of nowhere because he just signed that huge contract with Oklahoma City last year. And there was this big thing right at midnight where he takes a picture with Russ and they're at a party.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, these guys must really like each other. And then 1 year later, you're like, well,
Maybe not.
maybe they hate Russell Westbrook's fucking guts.
It was pretty surprising because it's not a move that anyone was talking about, and I think that's what's so fun about it. Nobody speculated that. Even the Waj had no idea.
Well, and they gave up the most in the history of the NBA to get him.
Yeah.
Basically, every pick that they have in the 2020s is now gone. And they gave away Gilgeous-Alexander, who was their best rookie from
Yeah.
last year, one of their best up-and-coming players. So it's interesting they traded a point guard to a team that already has Russell Westbrook.
Sure.
Does that mean no more Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City as well?
So now I'm wondering for our conversation last week, I'm wondering now. Well, I'm not wondering. I know now. My pick for OKC to not be in the playoffs next year is much more truthful this time. Because we said basically if they had Paul George, as long as they have Paul George, they're a playoff team.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But now with so much competition in the West.
Well, and I thought Utah would be the team, and then as soon as I said that about Utah, literally our show ended, and then Utah just blasted off all these awesome like acquisitions.
They did.
Now Oklahoma or Utah looks like they could be like a top 4 team in the
And
league.
Portland made some great trades too. Yeah, Whiteside and Bazemore.
I think the Whiteside Lillard combination for like a pick and roll situation is going to be awesome while Nurkic is gone because that seemed to work. But
I was sad to see NS Cantor go.
I will say though, it doesn't matter about any of the other trades now. I think the Clippers moves kind of just trump everything.
Yeah.
Because I thought like yesterday at this time, the Lakers had become like the odds-on favorite to win the title. They were the new Vegas favorite, and from then till now, the whole NBA shifted because I do think that the Clippers are the better team now out of the two. But sadly because you would think Davis and LeBron James combination would be unbeatable, and then I think Paul George, Kawhi Leonard with some of the other pieces they have like Harrell and keeping Patrick Beverly. That's the best defensive team that's ever been assembled already.
Although you did make a really good pick last week too, kind of overshadowed by everything. But you said Danny Green to the Lakers. That's a thing now.
And I still think they'll get Carmelo as well.
I still like that pick.
And they just snuck in. Did they just sneak in Boogie as well? Was that the Lakers who got Boogie?
I
hadn't seen him get picked up yet.
He did. So Boogie Cousins, Lakers agreed to Boogie Cousins bring back Rondo. So
I did see Rondo for.
So they have Boogie Cousins.
The
and
Battle
Rondo.
of LA. Cool.
And Boogie and the Brow are back together again. Boogie and the Brow are back together again already.
Band name, call it.
That's a good band name.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome in my opinion. But what I was saying like 3 days ago is how cool it is right now that the NBA is it's the most open it's been in 5 years, where you're like, there's a list of teams that can win a championship. Now everyone's stoked. Like if you're a Nuggets fan, you should be excited. If you're a Sixers fan or kind of even like a Boston or whatever.
I'd say not a Raptors fan. I think you need to ride that high from last year, but I don't know about that now.
Isn't it crazy how fast like how fast people can fall, because now 2 teams from the playoffs last year, the Raptors and the Thunder are both almost guaranteed not to make it now. You know what I mean?
Right,
there's 2 teams that just in 24 hours just completely fell apart.
Yeah.
But as excited as I was about 3 days ago thinking all these teams had a chance, I really think it's just 4 teams now, 2 on each side. So Milwaukee and the 76ers are, I would say, 50-50 on who's going to win the East. And then the West it's the Battle of LA.
Yeah.
I think it's gone down to that. There's 2 teams on the East, 2 teams on the West. Everyone else is basically second tier.
Yeah. The Warriors, second tier.
Warriors are down to third tier now. Tier 3.
After losing.
Klay Thompson's going to be hurt all year. Kevin Durant's gone. Iguodala's gone. Boogie's gone.
Oh, their key player, Boogie Cousins.
Their key player, their best player from last year, Boogie Cousins.
Is Jeremy Lin available?
They need some Lin sanity in Golden
State. Because he's been there before.
Well, and he's basking in it. Well, he's still basking in his Toronto championship.
It's true.
Do you think they'll re-sign him? Or is he still under contract?
I'm sure they'll keep him.
I don't know. It's Boogie or it's Lin. Jeremy Lin's going to be somewhere else every 6 months for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
He just rotates around the league.
I just like that he got it.
He got the W. He got the ring.
Me too. I also like that still today, the conversation will be how the Knicks are not going to win ever.
They got really...
They...
And as you guys know, I like the NBA, but I don't.
Sure.
You're a playoff NBA guy.
Well, so many games.
I like a good train wreck, though.
That train wreck is the Knicks.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, I like it because the Giants are the same. And so that's fun.
Yes.
The 2 big New York teams are
that quarterback
equally train wrecky.
Anyways.
It's fun. And the owner of both is terrible. It's awesome. It's fun. Do you
think they're in cahoots together?
Just to be bad. Yeah. We should be sucky.
I
just couldn't believe everything that happened with the Knicks this year. How that could completely fall apart. Where they don't get it started with, obviously, the conversation was like, if we get number 1 pick, we're already thinking about trading it for Zion. Or trading Zion to the Pelicans to try to get Anthony
Davis.
And then they're like, And the number 1 pick goes to the Pelicans. Remember that team you were going to trade him to? They're like, nuts.
They knew our plan.
Well, they got R.J. Barrett, though.
So I will say this because I am a little bit of a summer league nut. A little bit of a summer league nut. I'm pretty into it. It did get completely destroyed by earthquakes yesterday, though.
Yeah.
None of the games got to finish.
Zion
But-
hurt his knee.
Yeah,
too.
so yeah. I was
But
against that.
the Knicks are the favorite to win summer league this year. And if you think about it, here's why. Their actual real life, like what's going to start the season starting
playing
5,
summer.
is also their summer league starting 5. Like their players are so damn young that all 5 of the guys that we're seeing in summer league are all going to play like 20, 30 minutes a game this upcoming season. And honestly, Trier looked amazing. Knox looked good. RJ Barrett looked fine. Robinson looked good. Everyone's taking a huge dump on the Knicks like they always are, but their core is good. Their young core there's none of them who don't have potential. But
Their young core reminds me a lot of LA's young core before all the LeBron.
I was gonna say, but
Lonzo and Ingram and
I was gonna say, we've said the same thing
Yeah.
about LA. We've been saying about Phoenix for like 5 years now.
Oh,
We're like,
yeah.
wow, look at all these draft picks Phoenix has.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
they're gonna be good one day, and
Oh,
then
who are
every
they?
year they win 16 games.
Who are they?
I know.
Yeah.
Steve Nash's old team.
Yeah, Steve Nash's old team.
Steve Nash. R.I.P. He's
Never
not
forget.
dead, but
Do you ever notice it? I don't know if you pay attention to like any story in the NBA, but Steve Nash finds a way into a lot of them because
Yeah.
he's like a consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like all of a sudden every story traces back to, well, I was having a really long conversation with Steve Nash and I made this decision. Like how does
I know.
I just like that he's like this like sage councilman who comes in. We're bringing in the Nash.
Well,
he
even
saw
last
it all.
year,
He went
he's-
through it
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Last year when Trey Young was getting drafted, I mean, it
Godfather
came,
Steve Nash.
came into
RJ
conversation.
Barrett, Godfather Steve Nash. Did you
Yeah.
know that? That's his godfather.
I did not know.
RJ
That.
Barrett.
Like a real guy, like his real guy.
Yeah, his real life one.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
God, Steve Nash.
All the
The
Canadian,
more
all
you
the
know.
Canadian basketball, because that's where RJ Barrett's from.
Sure. Okay.
All the Canadian high school basketball players are like somehow tied to Steve Nash.
And who better?
How does he have time though to be in Canada and in LA at the same time all the time? Is what I want
There's
to know.
4 Steve Nashes.
Do you remember those old vitamin water commercials?
Multiplicity.
Do you remember the old vitamin water
Oh,
commercials
yeah.
with Steve? That's when I fell in love with Steve Nash.
I fell in love with him. He was in I think it was a satirical like cologne.
Yeah, the one that he
commercial.
made. He made that. He like wrote it and directed
It's
it.
hilarious.
He's a funny dude.
He's like, do you want to smell like Steve Nash? You can. He's like, hi, I'm Steve Nash. Smell like me. They're weird commercials, but they're.
And his hair's all like slicked back.
It's
and
like slick back.
Wasn't
And,
he bald and really good at the end there?
I don't know. When he went to the Lakers, he finally got a short haircut.
Yeah. Yep. And it looked bad.
It didn't look good.
And maybe that's why they.
He
suck
cuts
so
his own hair though, and it's terrible. He does a
Is that-
terrible job. He would like
Cuts his own hair.
for
but
a long
has his own
time. He did
cologne.
like this Dutch boy haircut, like Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Uh-huh.
and it was just like running down the court. And even when he runs, his
Yeah.
hair is just like
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I
and he runs the
actually
whole time.
I remember Maverick Steve Nash, so I hated him
Sure.
because it was Nash, Finley, and Dirk,
Right.
and they were all. I mean, they were like Dirk said it best. They're like our little brothers. Like we always beat up on them, but there was some playoff series where they gave us a run for our money.
Sure.
Like Spurs Mavericks were fun playoff series, even though it's kind of like Suns when they got Nash.
Oh yeah. Suns and Lakers.
Well, and Suns Spurs were fun in the
Suns,
playoffs
Spurs.
too, but I would say it was kind of a one-sided affair.
Yeah.
But it was still fun to watch.
I always wished that Steve Nash would have got one in Phoenix. I mean, they got so close.
yeah.
They did get close.
Well-
Especially when they had Stoudemire, and man, that was a great season.
Well-
Couple seasons.
Yeah, a couple of seasons.
Yeah. Well,
Those
you,
are
you know,
great.
you thought when you went to LA, you thought that team was gonna.
No.
You didn't think.
Him and Howard
You
and
didn't
Kobe.
Think, you didn't think Howard, Kobe, Nash.
Who would have?
meta world peace?
Well, so Howard just got traded again.
He did.
Had they had got Chris Paul,
Yeah,
like they were.
everything
supposed
would have
to.
been changed. I think Kobe and Chris Paul win a championship for sure.
But you know the Warriors can do whatever they want.
That is weird that they did that, but then they let the Warriors basically just
Yeah.
finger diddle the whole league.
Yeah, and I'm still feeling the feeling the raw dogness from it all.
We all got raw dogged
Well, that's
in that
why-
situation.
When I tell you guys I don't like basketball, it's because of that exact season.
You got Rod Dog.
Well, I used to watch preseason, the raw dog, the preseason, the regular season, and playoffs.
Got the raw dog deal.
And that season happened, and Dwight Howard is a
Gave
baby.
up.
and
Once
I
someone
hate him.
fully
He still
penetrates
play?
you,
He just got traded to where?
who?
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard just went on the move again. So he's in like Memphis now.
Dude, we should be calling it Dwight Watch.
No one cares though.
I know.
So he just went to
Who
like
cares?
he just went to Memphis or something.
The
Yeah.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, he got traded to the Grizzlies.
Well, so here's the thing, is everyone wants to act like he's just absolute complete water trash now, right? But he only played 6 games for the Wizards last year, so we don't actually know that he sucks a bunch of balls. 2 years ago for the Hornets, I believe, he was like 16 and 12, like 16 points. If you can get 16 points and 12 rebounds a game from Dwight Howard, then he's worth whatever garbage contract you're giving him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like that's what you want from your center in today's NBA. Here's another thing. The center over the last like 3 years has completely disappeared. Like no teams winning championships have like a good center. You know what I mean? The Warriors don't even play with one. There's times where
No, they don't
there's
try.
times where the Rockets. There's times when the Rockets' tallest guy on the court in the playoffs this year was James Harden.
Yeah.
They played with 4 guards out there and then PJ Tucker. So this year, with the way the Warriors fell, like the dynasty's gone. I think the big man's back now too. Because think about these teams. Philadelphia went out and got another big man. They already have Joel Embiid, and they're like, you know what? Let's get another guy. And like all these teams are building like twin towers again. I don't know if that's going to be successful, but I mean, Lakers are going to be a huge team.
I've been saying how that's gonna switch again.
Well, and I think the Raptors did that because everyone imitates the champion,
It was
right?
my naivety.
Yeah, everyone imitates the champion though. The Warriors won a bunch of championships, so every team built around the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then Toronto just won one, having literally the longest team in the history of the NBA wingspan-wise.
Yeah.
And think about how long Milwaukee is. I thought Milwaukee's probably the tallest team ever assembled because they have 3 guys over 6'10" out there at the same time. I think so. Teams are going to imitate that now because that clearly showed that it works. So I think LA has done a good job of it. Both LA teams have done a good job of it. I think that even teams like San Antonio will be better because we do have like that mid-range game. But I think we're going to see a ton of mid-range again this year.
Good.
Utah
fun.
is going to be big, and you're going to see them shoot a lot of
Well, Portland's
non-three-pointers.
added some big guys now too. Portland's already had a pretty good big guy.
Well, and I
Court.
think Dame's going to just keep shooting from further and further away. But he
He'll
can he could shoot from anywhere on the court if he wants to.
He'll be from another stadium.
Yeah, he'll be
another
just
court.
shoot. Him and Trae Young are just going to shoot half-court shots all year. But
I heard that's what he's working on the off season again too.
well, yeah.
He wants to extend it out. Just get to the half court, shoot it,
And make it.
and make it.
No,
He
I
shot a few of those last season. You're just like, come, that's not right.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
So yeah, after all this is going to be interesting
You need
because
to add the 4-pointer.
I think me and you
I
thought
don't see why not, to be honest with you.
and I don't think they should do it.
I do.
I don't even think there should be 3-pointers, but
Well,
call me
get
old
out-
fashioned.
Dude, that's what, and I hate watching dunk highlights. I hate it. I want to see 3 highlights all day. Drainage.
Fun. They're fun.
I do. I mean, yeah. But back in the day, that's what it was. It was like
Yeah.
every team had like a 3-point specialist.
Yeah.
You know what I
Stockton.
mean? Like
Yeah,
there's like Kerr or like because every team had Kerr for a while as a 3-point specialist. Like this,
Yeah.
we had him in San Antonio, and all he did was
Right.
sit in the corner. The Bulls had him. All he did was just wait for threes.
I just love how Kerr went to a team as a coach and was like, you know what we should do? We should make everyone be really good at threes.
Everyone just do what I do.
Well,
And then they're like, well, that'd be kind of weird. Do you think that would work? And he's like, well, 3 is more than 2. Like that was his.
the math is
Well, you
there.
know, 3-pointers is 1 more than 2-pointers. And if you shot more threes, you're gonna get more.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh.
Wait, for real? And you also
Oh.
want more points than the other team. So
Yeah.
that helps as well.
You see,
That means
what
you
wins, what wins games is when you score more points. And I think if we shot threes all the time,
He's explaining these kids because they just got out of college.
it's a real numbers game.
You know, the Lakers also picked up Quinn Cook, which I did not understand. He was like
Yeah.
Quinn Cook from the Golden State Warriors, who actually had a pretty good like playoff run at the end when people started to get hurt. He just kept coming in and scoring. He's only in his 3rd year.
Kuzma.
That's
Kuzma.
if you look at that team,
Sorry.
it's interesting.
I like this McKee guy. McGee, how do you say it?
JaVale.
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
And I liked when he was in the Warriors.
No, they
And then
still. Did they keep him on LA?
They re-signed him.
Oh, good.
Well, and then like I said something. I was
He's
like,
good
oh, it's cool.
defense.
We got that guy from the Warriors, McKee. I don't know how to say his last name, and everyone's like, why? He's not that good.
He was good though.
It's like I was like, well, wasn't he on the Warriors? Aren't they all good?
He defends the rim, and
Defends
he's
the
good in the pick and roll, which is what they're going to want him to do.
He's got.
But
he's got
I'm
some good
interested to see
rebounds.
the LeBron James Anthony Davis pick and roll
Oh.
because that's too like, who are you going to guard?
No one. Just quit.
Just give up.
I'm excited to be on the show because I'm going to know some names now.
That's gonna be exciting.
I'm going to know some names next.
So are you
season.
traditionally you are a Lakers guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. L.A.
I don't think we've ever had a Lakers person on the show,
Well-
mostly because we haven't had anyone really.
We have
On the show.
we've had Jeff comment on stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
who have you? I don't know.
We've had some
on
baseball
the show,
guys.
Yeah, we've had baseball people, but nothing.
Which
We tend to
we
do
can talk
really
about
well when we
baseball.
bring on baseball people. Like when we do baseball people, we get like 300 views.
Oh, okay.
And then when we stay away from baseball, people are like, "Go fuck yourself."
Why do people like baseball so much?
I don't
It's
know.
not the playoffs yet.
I mean,
I didn't even know it was being played.
It'll get soon. It'll. Okay, so
Isn't the
I
All-Star
thought
break-
at the All Star break they made up the records
yeah.
from what happened before, and then they're just like, "Hey guys, it's midway through the season. You can start paying attention now."
Which
and I'm
is-
like, "Oh, cool, the season
Which
started."
is funny because your Braves are
We're destroying everyone.
doing really well.
We're crushing ass, and we're and it's not like I was worried about our pitching going into this season, but that's
No,
not a
that's
problem.
been
And then
fine.
we added more bats. Like we didn't even
Yeah.
need. Oh, do we need another potential Rookie of the Year candidate? Yeah, we're gonna back to back that shit.
My
So-
favorite right now is like the Cubs little division there because they're all real bad.
Yeah,
They're I think the Brewers are 46 and like they're barely over 500. The
So
Cubs
are
and
we
the
switching gears here?
the Cubs and the Brewers are both barely over 500.
no, we'll stay on baseball for like 5 whole seconds, and then we'll just get off of it because we know that.
Cool. Well, I was about to pull up the records. I was like, well, I'm a Dodgers fan, so I want.
Well,
I wanna
they're
know.
doing good. Yeah, they're doing great.
Well, they spend a bunch of
yes.
money every
The
year. so that makes
Mariners
sense.
are garbage dumpster trash fire
as
per the
huge.
custom.
I'm not gonna be mean about them, but
I can be mean about it.
you can because you're a fan.
Yeah, I just let Derek beat up his own teams
I
when they're
just
doing
hate-
bad.
I hate everything Seattle.
Me too.
The Mariners are the only thing I like out of Seattle.
Good.
I'm not a Seahawks
Are
guy.
you Steelers?
I'm a Steelers guy.
So that's something that I was when you were talking about the threes earlier. I was trying to like sneak that in there. Like Tomlin's kind of that way with going for two. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
every
yeah.
other team's like, "Oh, we're gonna kick extra points," and Tomlin's like, "Well, if you only get every other 2-point conversion, you're breaking even,
Right.
baby."
Yeah.
So and the odds say you're gonna get them because it's 2 damn yards.
Mm-hmm.
So Tomlin goes for 2
We've talked about it too that
because 2's more than 1.
there's that
It's a numbers game out here.
there's
It's
that
numbers,
high
baby.
school team I told you about. There's a high school team I watched in ESPN, like one of their like it's like the 30 for 30 shorts, like the smaller ones, and there's a high school team in like the Midwest that goes for it on everything. They don't even have a kicker. They go for it. If they get to fourth down, they don't punt. They just go for it. They just keep.
I wish they did that more.
And the
on all
numbers
teams.
game has made it to where they either lose horrendously or they win and it's just disgusting.
I know.
Like they run up the scoreboard because
on.
they could just keep going.
I wish go on fourth down was bigger. I wish they did it more.
Yeah.
I understand. Don't if you're got.
What
But he
drives
just plays the odds. He plays the odds. It's like, well, you're more likely to get it.
What drives me nuts is when Belichick does it, goes on fourth down, because when he like when a Patriots team goes for it on fourth down, they fucking get it.
Yeah.
Like every time, it's like, oh no, they're going for it, they're gonna get it. Like it's frustrating because if you're like the other team, you're like, well, we're
Any
screwed.
year the Steelers have a good defense, they play the Patriots, and I remember that their defense isn't actually very good.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, this is finally the year the Steelers have a defense,
You're like,
and then you play the
hey.
Patriots, you're like, oh no, we still suck balls.
You're like, hey, they're kind of clicking, and then you're like, oh no, they're actually worse. They've been worse.
This is actually the worst
Oh,
I've
they-
ever seen
They
them.
tied the Browns.
They did. You like the Browns?
I am.
That's your two. That's your two team.
Yep. My AFC team.
Yeah, I know. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
We've talked about
My
that.
friend tried to get me to go Titans, and I go, why? They're pretty decent.
I like Mariota though.
Yeah. Well.
Titans were my B squad growing up.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, because I was
You like Vince Young?
I was a Houston Oilers fan growing up.
Oh.
So I always started liking the Atlanta Falcons when I was a 9-year-old because the Oilers were up and leaving me. So I was
Right.
like,
Well,
well,
that's fair.
I was like, they can go eat a dick because
That's
like
fair.
those Titan uniforms are ugly. So I was like, I'm not interested.
Well, it's like the Sonics fan not going over to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, some did.
So I wasn't interested. So I hopped ship and went to the ATL, baby.
A lot of people ask. A lot of people
Great
who
movie.
think I am a lifelong diehard Blazers fan since more than last year, because I am a lifelong diehard Blazers fan since last year. A lot of them are like, "Oh, were you a Sonics fan before?" And I was like, "No, I actually was a Suns fan and a Mavericks fan because I like Steve Nash."
And you've
Because
always
I like Steve Nash, and I bought his cologne.
Yeah, didn't buy the
I
cologne.
wore it to prom.
Did.
And
I
then
wanted to smell like Steve Nash.
you've always been a LeBron fan though,
I like
right?
LeBron too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
see? Come on, baby.
Until, well, I liked him less this last season just because of his shenanigans with those young players.
well,
Just being a little butt.
how much of that was just...
Media.
It's fine
It's all
now.
about the he said, she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, it's fine now.
And I
like
get
him
it.
again.
If you know those guys aren't going to be there this time next year, great band.
Well, you-
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you know they're
Uh,
not going to be there this time
yeah.
next year, then
yeah, that's fair.
treat them like the trailer trash they are. You know?
Well,
Who'd they
okay.
Who'd they get rid of? Lonzo?
Lonzo,
The year before that, they got rid
Brandon
of
Ingram.
Randall.
yeah.
Ingram's gone. And Hart. They got rid of Josh Hart as
Josh
well.
Hart as well.
Who I think is going to be a nice little player.
I
Yeah.
am sad about...
They got rid of Mo Wagner afterwards,
Brandon.
too.
Mhm.
You know what I always say? Mo Wagner, mo problems.
You've always said that.
I've been saying it for
Years.
minutes now.
Years.
Seconds, even.
Yeah, I've always remembered you saying that right now.
Today.
Yeah, I remember when you made that up just now on the spot. And you've always said
You
it since.
traditionally have always said that, right? A couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Patent.
Everyone's always kind of known that about me.
Yeah, everyone's known that since a couple minutes ago. So I know I saw like LeBron too. I mean, and LeBron actually was kind of my fill-in for Steve Nash. So like once Steve Nash retired, I was like, well, and I'd always been watching LeBron anyways. I liked him with the Heat.
Yeah.
Like I was when he went to the Heat.
You
I
liked
was like,
Miami LeBron. Because
I
I
did.
never really liked Cleveland LeBron, but Miami LeBron,
Yeah.
I was at least interested in watching him.
You didn't
Well, I like Dwayne Wade, so I was fine with that.
You didn't like young blood Cleveland LeBron.
I didn't. But I loved beating him up. Like when the Spurs swept him in 2007,
Oh yeah.
just clean swept him. Like it wasn't even like we were in a championship game. We were just having a nice little scrimmage out there with the little
And that is
pups.
when he left, right? It was right
Little
after
Timmy
that.
was giving him the beat down.
We gave him the business.
Yeah.
We sure did.
Tim Duncan.
Is Zion like actually hurt? So here's
Wow.
here's one thing about Zion. No, this is I heard someone say this a few months ago, and I'm starting to believe it now. They said being that athletic, it has to suck to land. Like
Oh sure.
like he goes up with so much force that he has to come down with it as well.
Maybe he
so
needs to calm down.
I don't see him having a very long.
Well, he's
NBA
also
career.
doing things that people who weigh 200 pounds do. 220 pounds.
Fresh two hundo.
Not 285 pounds. He's like between 260 and 280. isn't
I
he?
have a.
He's huge.
He's like 260, I bet. I have a hard time jumping off a sidewalk without like pulling a hammy or like rolling an ankle or something.
I don't even get out of bed without rolling my
You ever
ankle.
jump off something like as an adult and you're like
the
my
How did I-
my heels hurt.
How did I do this as a child?
I tried walking down. I tried walking down a slight hill at the college during the NAIA World Series, and I fell down most of it.
This time. Hey, we got to get this in before the end of the show, so I say we do a mid-show
Okay.
beer reveal.
Mid-show beer review. This
Okay.
is what you take the reins.
All right. Here we go. So, I do good beer, bad beer. I
Okay.
usually start with the bad beer. Do you want to play the guessing game? Do you want to try to guess what it is? You can look at the top, look at the color if you want.
No, you mean I can open it? Oh, I already know what you got me.
I mean, I wouldn't know enough.
Well, we all got the same on the back.
I wouldn't know enough to guess.
Are these are something by the Natural Company?
Yeah.
I like this.
And I feel like you guys wouldn't do it.
You know, it's
I don't think you try this without me making you try it.
That's what I had a feeling. That's what you're just secretly getting me. I feel like you're secretly paid by
now I
the
may,
Natural Light
I'm-
Company.
I'm
I'm
actually very
turning-
wealthy, and
I'm turning mine into what you'd see in the cafeteria growing up, and that's just a beer. You know, when you looked in the cafeteria at school and you'd see the white label and it said soup.
yeah,
Milk.
Like, what kind of soup? They're like, it's soup.
So, cool story about this
Beer.
beverage. It is the first beer I reviewed.
Oh, okay. Did you review
It was the
good
first
or bad?
print of the beer, too. It was like the first wave. Wave one.
Are these the cans the actual ones you reviewed and you resealed them somehow?
I wish.
Okay.
No, I bought these at the Walmart, remember?
You're like, I drank them, and then I put
So,
it back in the can.
So
I sealed it.
yes, you do a bad beer and a good beer.
Mhm.
We
I-
keep the wrapping on it while we try it. Is that how it works?
Well, you can, if you want. I take.
I feel like if you don't know what it
You
is, that's
take
what
it
it
out.
would
I've
make it
actually
fun.
only wrapped them once on my show. Is when if Bridget goes.
I
and
rarely
she's-
wrap it.
Yeah, if my wife Bridget.
I don't know how you've made it this far, man.
To what?
It's all right. It's nothing.
Because he said he rarely wraps it.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Little POV joke.
Do you, oh, yep.
Little
you
callback.
If you want to drink it, you know what it is.
Yeah, I already know
Okay.
what it is. So
I don't know what it is. Oh!
Yeah.
Little
Yep,
natural
so-
light.
They just slide right off.
I
Are
okay.
you trying to do it?
yeah, you
Oh,
can just
yeah.
go full pop doggy.
I
off
was
the
opening
top.
it like
it's
my
like a pu- it's
grandpa
like a push-
unwraps
It's like a
presents.
push pop.
See, I like the idea of not knowing what it is and then like trying it and then being like,
Well, we'll do that.
Oh, what is this?
Let's do that for the good.
For
ones.
those who like strawberry lemonade and drinking beers,
is that what it says?
Natter Days.
Natter
Oh,
Days.
Natter Days.
I've drank, so I haven't drank these, but I've sold so much natural products from Rite Aid when I worked there.
Yes.
And I always was amazed how much we would bring in and how much we would actually leave. There are so many people that actually drink like Natty Ice, Natty Light.
It's disgusting.
Natty Daddies, baby.
This isn't. I think this is good.
You ever had a Natty Daddies?
No.
You ever had a Natty Daddies?
Yeah. Wait.
They're the ones that are like 8% that they were selling for like
Yeah.
a 24 pack for $10 for a while.
Now they're called Natty Rushes.
Oh, they're called Natty Daddies.
They had a. They have a nat. It was Natty Rush. I reviewed it. It was it was supposed to be a Long Island flavor.
Yeah.
It was awful.
There is some Sam Adams that Ward has been buying for the Times Been Poorly show, and I didn't know that that was so cheap. It was so
Sam
cheap.
Adams?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not that good.
I know, but
Yeah.
I didn't know how cheap it was. And he's like, I'm like, why have you been buying these? Like, this is weird. And he's like, oh, it's $8 for that. I was like,
12.
I was like, $8?
It's like those Henry Weinards that
Jesus Christ. That was, maybe that's what it is.
are the brown loggers.
No,
That's
it
what
was
you're-
that.
yeah,
It
that's
was
what you're-
that, yeah.
Yeah, you
Henry
can get a
Weinhardt.
12 pack for like free basically. They just give them to
Okay.
you. They're like, here's
Here we go.
alcoholism.
This is the good beer that he brought us.
This is the good beer. Don't. Yeah. This is the good beer.
Depending on your perspective.
I set a really low bar, and then the next one will
Yeah.
be so much better.
Yes. Do.
Okay.
This is the good beer. I don't think they're bad. Mr. Coors Light.
I like it.
Do you like pink lemonade?
Can you
I
expl-
do.
Can
Is
you
that
explain it to the audience the flavor profile?
But yeah, can you?
It's,
Because that's something I started doing on my show.
Oh,
is,
yeah, I can give it a
If you
go.
could,
we were so I messed up. We've been doing this wrong the whole time.
Okay.
We needed glasses. We needed to sniff it. We needed to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about the color. So that's what I actually do is I do the whole spiel.
Wow.
I open it. I smell it. This smells like pink lemonade.
So you do it like a wine tasting.
I do. You gotta take it seriously.
I like that.
And so,
Okay.
Then you gotta talk about how it tastes. This tastes like pink lemonade.
can I do
There's
mine?
no nutty flavor. It tastes like pink.
Yeah, can I do what I would do if I was
Yeah.
the guy?
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. You gotta.
Stings the nostrils.
Yeah, first thought stings the nostrils. So it has the flavor profile of a pink lemonade Gatorade,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
With-
Sugar-free or
sugar free, with a hint of beer, natural light beer, mostly pink Gatorade though, but some beer, and highly crushable though.
I feel like.
Highly
they'll
crushable.
sneak up on you.
Okay, here's my profile.
I'm drunk. Already.
Here's my profile.
I want to go to Walmart and hit something.
Or someone.
There's a woman.
I need to get me a wife.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hit her. I'm just gonna yell at her a lot.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't hit you if you didn't give me a reason.
You know I love you. Sad.
I really
so sad.
need to. Yeah,
So
I really
sad.
need to stop promoting that.
That's so sad.
I apologize for all of
This
this.
isn't a NASCAR show.
If you are,
Yeah, we don't even talk NASCAR. I don't know how we got here.
All right, but here's my profile. It tastes like someone took a swig of a strawberry lemonade. Okay, Then they just opened their mouth and let it go into a glass.
Yeah.
Just took a drink and they were just like, bah, into a glass. Then they took a natural light and poured it in
A
there.
mouthful? Like
They-
how much pink lemonade in your mouth? Mouthful?
As much as you can
Okay.
get, yeah,
Do they let it
to
sit?
capacity. Was
Do they let it ferment?
switched
Do they let
the-
it ferment
they
in
did
their
like
mouth?
you know, the
Mhm.
like you brush your teeth, you know, and you
Mm-hmm.
go, bleh, and then you take a natural light and you go,
That's what you think it tastes like.
it's good.
That's fine.
It's good.
It doesn't sound bad.
I mean, I bet you could shotgun these for days.
And then they can it. And they sell it
So
to
what
the
happened
masses.
was it was May the 4th. I was watching all the Star Wars.
Sure.
I started at 9 in the morning with episode 1.
Yeah, I followed all of it on Snapchat, start to finish.
I started snapping about noon. And I didn't start drinking right away. I waited till episode 2 and I was like, all right, I got to start. Darth Maul's dead.
Yeah, at this point.
Oh,
Darth Maul's dead. And it's
What?
like, what else do I have to watch for? So I start drinking.
Best character's dead.
And about 5 or 6, my friends are like, "You should do a beer review." I don't even know why. But I went and just bought these, and I was like, "I'll review these." And I had been streaming all day. I streamed for, I want to say, 20 hours. Because I was watching all the movies.
okay.
And then
What were you streaming though?
I was streaming me watch the movies.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I was streaming me playing a game, but I had the movies.
So I knew
on.
you were doing that. You were doing Let's Plays for a while,
Yeah.
a little bit.
And I still do that during the week.
And I did know
but
that.
my
I've
big-
seen a few of those.
The big thing I'm trying to do is the beer reviews.
Yeah,
So,
they're great.
But so this was the
Uh,
first beer I reviewed
Okay.
for fun, and then my beautiful wife was like,
Hey, do some bigger.
"You should do it, but you should do it seriously because
You
you,
should
look
do
like
good
an idiot
ones.
drinking
should
just
do
shitty
good
Have you
beers."
tried not drinking these?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what you should do? She's like, hey.
Mhm.
She's like, hey, I love you, so don't do that anymore.
She's like, "Well,
Try harder.
you should just like if you want to do this, you should
Why
not."
don't you should apply yourself. You know.
No one wants to hear how a Keystone tastes, bud.
Although that is funny to me, and I like the concept of someone being like giving a taste test to a Keystone.
An
beer.
average,
And I
an
do,
average
and I
product
will.
connoisseur.
And here's the thing: is Game of Thrones. It was the weekend before the last episode. I did a Four Loko Blaze and a Four Loko Frost.
That's the episode where I said try harder.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah. She was like, "Well, you should probably not do
She's
that."
like, I've had my
And-
limit on
and-
these.
And I was like, it was the theme of Game of Thrones. I couldn't have just, Anyways, and I do a chug test too.
Oh, good.
And you
Is it
can't-
like
you-
chuggability or?
chuggability?
Oh, great.
These are an A.
Yeah.
Or if you love Dark
Or.
Souls, or an S rating, an S plus.
Oh, okay. Question. You have traditionally, so for what I know of you, you have been a fan of the Rolling Rock in the past.
I am.
And are still,
Still.
currently.
Well, and it's so cheap
it is.
in
Yeah.
Oregon.
Zach
Basically free.
Zach calls it butterbeer.
It is butterbeer.
Tastes like butter to you?
It tastes like buttered bread.
Wow, I don't see the problem.
No. I'm not. It's not an insult to the beer.
When I was like 16, my mom made that like connection for me. She's like,
Yeah.
"Doesn't it kind of just taste like buttered toast?"
But you
And
remember
now
when
that's
I
all
was
can
Here,
think
try
about.
it.
You remember
son.
when I was on a big Rolling Rock? I drank Rolling Rock for like 4 summers.
Uh-huh.
And you said that, and I was always like, I don't know if I need to put more butter into my body.
Yeah. It's already highly
I'm already
full of butter.
made. You know, how most people, where they say people are made of like whatever percent of water. I believe I'm butter.
Yeah.
So I was like, I
that's
don't know if I
fair.
need to be drinking butter beer.
That's fair. Like, do you guys have a Papa John's here?
We do.
Do you get like the butter and just?
I actually don't eat Papa John's because I
Okay.
don't like trash pizza.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm just.
The butter,
But
dunking
the butter, the dunking butter is good.
the dunking the crust in the butter at Papa John's, it hits your mouth in such a way.
yeah.
It hits
It makes
your
you feel
lips.
like you're in old Italy.
Yeah. I'm like,
This
I'm
that
like-
tastes like a mama's a crust.
I'm like, is this traditional Neapolitan pizza? That's how I feel.
still the only race you're allowed to make fun of now. is
So-
that,
It's
that
the
accent
Italians.
is you're allowed to be like, I tasted like a
Well,
mama's
they're
a
the-
crust from the old country.
From old mob families,
A bibbidi bobbidi.
they're the lowest on the poll now, aren't they?
No one cares.
So
They don't care about the old mobs.
When
the
I
old
was-
the old families.
when I was in college, the first time, gotta always say that. I graduated, viewers. Don't worry about it. When I was in college the first time, my buddy AJ used the butter as a chaser for vodka.
no!
Oh, for vodka.
We ordered Papa John's, and I think we were drinking like Pop or Potters or one of those brands, one of the plastic bottles. And
be good.
he's like, "Hey guys, someone dare me to use this butter as a chaser." I'm like, "No one's gonna dare you to do that. We don't want you to hurt yourself." He's like, "I guess I better do it then."
Oh,
No.
is that the?
Well, I guess you guys pushed
Is
me
that
there.
a challenge, Zach?
No, don't do that.
So, someone named Philip on here. I don't know whose friend
Phillip.
he is.
Oh,
He
I know
says
what he
Niners
said. I know
equal
what he
dumpster
said.
fire.
Well, I hope.
He
I'm
said,
not gonna
what
wish.
about-
I hope they're a Seahawks
You know
fan.
what? No, he's not. He's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, I was gonna say,
So-
well, they're gonna be good.
Let's.
I can't. As a Seahawks
Okay.
fan, I was like, they're screwed. So.
Well, the Cowboys aren't going to be good.
I think the Cowboys. I mean,
I don't think they'll be good.
year 2, Leighton Vander Esch.
I just don't think Dak has what it takes.
From Idaho.
Or, I don't think Dak has what it takes.
It's the only thing I'm interested
Their
in. the
defense
Cowboys,
is gonna be
that
good.
Van Der Esch
Their
is from,
line's
like,
gonna be
Riggins.
good. They're gonna be able to run the football.
That's kind of cool.
He's gotten a lot. Dak's gotten much better since the addition of Amari Cooper. I don't know what Jason Witten still has
Touche.
in the tank, but it'll be interesting to see.
And that's why I don't want them to even go to the playoffs.
But
Bringing Jason Witten out of retirement.
but first, mostly.
I know, because we're really missing a key personality on the TV now.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
Yeah.
happy we don't have to listen to him anymore.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
Not listening to Jason Witten is the greatest gift of this football
but
season.
I'm actually, so I don't have. I want to have faith in the Niners, but I can't because it hurts.
you're allowed it.
But the Browns, I'm looking forward to. But I'm actually just, I want to know Tony Romo's schedule.
Just so you can listen to him.
Yeah,
Do the
I just want to watch
yeah.
all the games he does because he has such passion, Jason.
Except for he was I feel like the Patriots were watching the same games we were,
Jason was terrible.
and then listening to
He was.
It was bad.
I feel like the Patriots were watching the same games we were on TV, and that was what was being fed into Belichick's ear, was Tony Romo saying what he would do,
Yeah.
and then they would do it. He's like, because there's like a couple plays where he's like, Brady's got to be looking out for Gronk out there, and then all of a sudden be like, go to Gronk, and you're like, God damn it, Tony, stop giving him the win.
The thing is Gronk really likes a nice post route in these types of situations, and it's exactly that type of situation that it happens.
You're like, will you stop it, Tony?
Have you seen that video of the person on YouTube who narrates Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback ever?
No.
Ironically. So Tom Brady probably is the greatest quarterback ever, but this guy just destroys him because it's like a highlight video of him just dinking and dunking his way down the field.
Was it right after the Kansas City loss
It was like
in the playoffs?
So it was around that time period. So like Tom Brady's like throwing like 2 yards to the running back, and they're like, Tom Brady, the greatest fucking quarterback of all time, drops
shared
back, and he just drops a 2-yard pass. What a fucking man! What a throw! And then Tom Brady drops down, throws a 5-yard pass to the greatest human athlete in the history of football.
Julian Edelman.
He's got it.
Ugh.
Talking about Rob Gronkowski because he's the machine.
he's
He's like no one else could have made that throw, and he keeps saying stuff like that. Like no one else could have done what he just did.
Yeah.
It's just 2-yard passes to like professional athletes. Of course, they're going to catch the ball.
I watched a similar video. I think it was a little different, but it was right after the Kansas City playoff loss, and he's doing the same thing. And he's like, and no one in the NFL can stop this, even though they do it every game.
Right.
I
I don't know how he doesn't get sacked more. He runs out there. He's got a couple 2x4s for legs.
Yeah.
He doesn't bend his
Can't-
knees anymore.
but when the Clydesdale gets moving, you gotta watch.
Yep.
Okay.
Every time I see him running, though, I'm like, how have you not gotten him already? If you play him in Madden, oh my God, you better stay in the pocket. He is the slowest dude on
You
that
don't want to
game.
get him on your ultimate team.
No.
Okay.
Hello, sorry.
No, he's got like a speed of like 38.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
I like mid-beer
No.
beers. You know,
Yeah.
like those are gonna.
I appreciate. I texted her.
Thank you.
You were like, hey, can you bring some mid-beer beers?
So here's the deal.
You didn't get hurt, did you?
Oh, I didn't finish my first one.
You didn't get hurt,
Well,
did
here's the thing: is I don't want these to get too warm. It's toasty in here.
you? It is warm,
and
yeah. I'm
I
sorry.
do like his idea.
Keeping it on this time?
Yeah, and try it.
Okay.
I've never tried these.
Okay.
So I hope you don't get one you've tried. I got these at that place.
You just know that those were so bad that those have to be better.
Well, yeah.
Well, we hope.
But this is that place on Thane.
Smokes and Suds.
Smokes and Suds.
Yeah.
Smokes
So-
and Suds make some
It
quality
is getting
stuff.
warm in here.
I'll just take the
though.
one closest to me.
See,
Okay.
the air
You know what?
conditioner is the saving grace, but
I know. Yeah.
you just give me whatever, cause I'll.
You just pick.
Just take one.
You just pick.
We haven't tried any of these.
That one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So just you crack it, you sniff it.
Clear off some of my empties here.
Say what
Till
you
you're
think
ready.
about it.
Okay. Cracking it, sniffing
Tell
it.
me when.
1, 2, go. See, I didn't even do the 1, 2, 3 and go thing. It's like 1, 2, go. No confusion.
I just delayed a little bit.
And it's harder too now because guess what? I don't know what this is.
Okay.
Oh, this guy looks like she's dark.
I also have my family has terrible sinuses and
Smells
they
like a
curse
forest.
me. So you might have got a not pizzle.
I did not. This guy, she's dark. I got the malt, a lot of malt, right off the bat.
Mine smells like a
I
forest.
can't tell. I want to say I want to.
Like the hills of Ireland. I don't know. It smells like a
It
forest.
smells like a pilsner.
It's probably just potpourri soaked in water.
It does
smells
smell
like
like a
a
little
Pilsner.
potpourri-ish. A little bit.
I'm gonna bring this paper down a little bit.
Okay. I'll drag my paper down a little bit as well. Okay, I'm
Oh,
taking a
it's-
sip now.
I don't think mine's a porter or a stout. It's dark, but I think it's like just a brown ale. Is what I'm gonna guess.
I think this is a stout or a porter.
This tastes like something that if I went to like a brewery, I would want a few of them to get me doled down so I didn't care.
So you don't like it?
I mean, I like them, but I'm a
But-
domestic guy.
What do you say? Is it got the piney,
It's so piney.
the
It's-
hoppy?
Hoppy.
The
It's
hops?
funny that we mentioned Henry Weinhard's earlier because this tastes like a Henry Weinhard's brown ale.
Wow. Okay. Good old Henry.
If I find out that I'm right, I'm gonna shit.
Was
myself.
that can 16 cents?
Yeah, was this the cheapest of the 3 beers?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't look at the individual prices, but I don't think they have. I think it's all one set price. You know, you go into those places where it's build your own 6-pack.
Yeah.
And they'll
Oh,
they'll
right,
have
right,
a,
right.
But this was they didn't even look at. They go, oh, 6 of them, $9.
So mine's for sure a brown ale, and I can't say if I like it or not yet, because I will drink a brown ale or two. Back in the day when they actually weren't made in America, I crushed some Newcastles.
This tastes like something I would get from like
Newcastle's all right.
this
What about Kokanese?
like Big Sky Brewery.
I used to kind of like Kokanese too.
They were on the up and up. I think they fizzled out though.
So what
What's
did you
that?
get?
Well, I can't tell. I want to say it's like it's brown. It's dark. Could be a
I think
porter.
he got.
he got an IPA for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Either-
it tastes like a tree.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it.
when you hear people talk about IPAs, they're like, yeah, it's more of a citrus forward. So
Well, you know. So here's the thing though. Yeah,
that's true though.
an
Pine
NW Red Ale,
Okay.
which I can't remember what NW stands for.
Northwest.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, because when I read the thing that was explaining to me what it should taste like,
Okay.
it didn't say that. It just said an NW Red Ale. I was like, okay, I don't know what the NW stands for.
Is it
So-
like when
but
it's
it's
like
supposed to have a citrusy.
Well, yeah. So if it's in the Northwest, it's going to be like a citrus forward for sure, no matter what
See,
it
I
is.
need this guy.
oh,
because-
I
Need this
definitely
guy
got a
now.
citrus
Because they're
forward out of
probably
it.
made with like Willamette or Valley hops, I'm assuming, which
And-
are going to be more citrus than floral.
I forgot he worked at a brewery. This SOB.
See, I
Did
did
you?
not.
You've dabbled.
When you live in Eugene,
So
you
I
learn things.
I need you. I'm gonna message you before my shows.
And I need you. Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun, dun,
gonna
dun.
need you.
Oh, okay. So this tastes to me like a tree,
no,
but I like it.
my roommate.
Okay.
But I like
I
it.
love IPAs. They're my favorite beer. So I wish I would have got that one.
But I did it.
I know. I let you pick too. I knew it was the orange one. So that's why I looked away. Sorry, I didn't get out far enough for you to grab it though.
Well, no, I would have went with either. I don't know.
No, I know. But that's the thing, is I wanted that one, but
Oh,
because it's an IPA
Oh.
and that's what I love.
you like IPAs.
But
Me
I
too.
didn't. I
IPA.
didn't want to pick it. You know what I mean?
what does IPA stand for? That's how little.
Indian Pale Ale.
Oh,
And then like a double IPA is a
okay.
So they get a little like
fancy.
fancy with it now. Like there's some that are like, we're a Pacific Ale. Like there's one called Sweet As that's made by Good Life in Bend.
Okay.
And they're just like, yeah, we're just called we're a Pacific Ale. And I think at this point they're referring to whatever like alpha hops they use.
Beer.
Location. So IPAs are made with like
didn't
I
make
believe alpha hops, which are what add those like really really sharp flavoring to it.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing is I'm gonna start brewing beer. I've been watching Kyle Schmidt do it for years, and I've always been like, God, I want to do that. I mean, and I own a house now. With
Corey
a garage.
Matthews does stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Or has.
Yeah.
Has in the past. I don't know if he has been.
And I own a house. I have a garage. Just move the
exciting.
dog cage over, and we get it done.
You're living in Oregon now, though.
Yep. So, breweries for days.
Where in Oregon?
Hours south of Eugene.
Specifically. No, I'm just kidding.
He lived.
Address?
Hours south of Eugene.
Okay.
I have a lot of enemies, so I'm not gonna give you the address.
I was just kidding.
They're all enemies. They're all watching me probably.
They
Frenemies?
intentionally
did
watch
you
the
did
show.
you push pop your beer? Well,
You don't
push
have
pop 'em
enemies. People like you.
Yeah, let's figure out who.
out.
Every dude's boyfriend.
Oh.
Mine's
She
kinda-
says you're every dude's boyfriend.
I am.
Mine's kind of wedged.
You are like a you're a wifey material.
Thank you. Brophy.
I've always
material.
Yep. I've always said that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Since
I
right
nailed,
now.
Thank you.
I nailed the style right on the
So
dot.
mine's a weird one. This is one my dad wanted to try. Now I'm sad I took it, but it's a Scotch ale.
Oh.
That makes sense.
The kilt's a little thick.
But it didn't taste like a Scotch ale to me.
Bod Hizafa.
But this has everything on it. Rich. So that's the thing too. You're supposed to
Georgetown.
you're
Yeah.
supposed to pour these into a glass so you can talk about the color.
So
Please refrigerate. Warm beer
So-
sucks. I have one with a sense of humor.
those are one of my
Sometimes.
favorite beers that he got.
See, that's what I wanted to try. But
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm really glad I got this.
But that's fine.
'Cause it's fun.
Yeah, you got what both of us would have been really happy with. Instead, I got a brown ale, which is
Oh yeah, you got that one.
so it's
Oh,
Ellie's brown
It
ale.
was supposed to be a reference to
That looks like a root beer
it
can.
was supposed to be a Stranger Things reference.
Yeah, it's Ellie's.
Ellie's 11.
Oh,
I also got one of the what is that Voodoo? The beer, the IPAs.
oh yeah.
I still have this bottle. Before you guys leave, I'll show you. It's a bottle of I can't remember what it is, but it's a red ale. But
Okay.
it's one that is like it was for the Hellboy 20th anniversary, and so the label is actually
Are we talking about Nicolas Cage? No, or Ron Perlman?
yeah. Well, it's actually has the 20th anniversary of it was so I got it years ago. It's for the 20th anniversary of the Hellboy comic book.
Okay, good.
So it has the printed like Mike Mignola picture on it.
Okay.
And it had come out and it was like you had to special order them. It was 21. The 21-year anniversary. It was like Hellboy turned 21 this year, and we want to buy him
so
his
they
first
did-
beer.
Okay, that's cool.
That's
So
definitely
they
one of
did
my
this
favorite
huge
cans.
bottle. I'll show it to you
Yeah, this
guys.
is cool.
I have it on my nightstand.
This is what my dad's Scottish.
I didn't even open it though.
Here,
My dad's
let's-
Scottish.
What? How much you got left? Anyone?
Oh, I got plenty.
Do a little
Wanna
bit.
try?
I just. Oh yeah. Let's swap. Do a little swap.
I would trade, but I'm gonna drink the whole thing.
No, yeah, you should. You should. You deserve it.
That's like when I used to walk down the stairs at the sub at the college and get winded, and then go in and get a hamburger and be
fan.
like, I deserve this.
One, I love
Walking down the stairs, get
That's
winded,
really easy to drink. Though,
It
by
is,
the way.
but I could only drink.
eat a hamburger. I deserve
I
this.
also talk about like the alcohol, how much alcohol content it is.
This is 6.5.
This
Five-
is 6.9.
5.5.
Which makes sense for a Scotch ale. Like they're usually pretty potent.
Sure.
What's your technical
Sure, of
name?
course.
What's a
What's
course?
your Chernobyl?
I would say out of these two,
1.9.
I would say out of these two, the Ellie's brown it has a higher chuggability factor.
This?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You could chug the poop out of this.
It's just a it's a classier Henry's. That's what it literally
Yeah.
tastes like.
Can I say, for as little sports as we've talked on the show, this has probably been my favorite episode we've done
We can
in the
trade back
longest
at any
time.
point.
Well, oh yeah, yeah.
We can trade back at any point.
I was kind of like I'm trying to decide, you know.
Yeah,
Sip
I
your
like
river.
This one's cool though because it has the it tells you what. So this one says, style Scotch ale, flavor rich sweet malt and a wee bit of smokiness.
A wee bit.
So I don't mean to self-promote Oakshire right now, but they have like ratings on the sides of theirs. So
Do
like it's like a power scale in each department.
Oatmeal stout for
Oatmeal stout is great,
Do you-
but it's not a real rating unless I'm on it.
So
yeah,
my brother-in-law, my sister's
I agree.
husband, works for them. So he lives in Seattle now because they're trying to expand. And so I'm a little biased when it comes to Oakshire, but it's so good.
Their
I remember
oatmeal
when
stout is
MJ
good.
Barley Hoppers had
Their
the
amber's good,
harvest
too.
there, and I would drink that harvest by the gallon.
by the gallon.
It was like 8%,
I only drink
8%.
beer by the quart.
and it was $2 for a pint. It was a pretty good deal back in the day.
Well, but yeah. So the beer, overall, I think these are all pretty good. And
I like
if it's an IPA, I like it.
I like mine. I like trees. So
I feel like you probably like IPAs less than the two of us.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even like that beer.
I do like it.
You were talking about
You didn't even like the Natter.
you were talking about reds though. Have you ever had the
love red ales.
Dawn of the Red by
Dawn of the Red.
Ninkasi?
Yep. Yes,
Very
I
red.
have.
Such a good beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of
Well,
my original favorites.
I think if I didn't love IPAs like I do, red ales would be my second favorite. They are my second favorite.
See, I'm not a red guy. I
They'd
don't,
be my
I don't
first
like
one.
whatever that malt taste is that's in them.
In a red ale?
Yeah, but if it's like an imperial red though,
Okay.
then I dabble.
See, that's the thing. This is the thing I need to do because I got on this site called homebrewing.com, and I need to have like these pages. I need to have all these lists,
Yeah.
so I can talk about stuff like this on the show. Because the first couple, I was just like, "Oh, it's good."
I love that you do a show that does beer reviews and then you Rick and Morty burp the entire show.
Well, we're three.
We're
beers.
drinking beer this
I finished my Natter.
It feels right. I'm gonna finish these 3 Coors before I even get done with the show.
I
I'm gonna
haven't
have a
finished
real-
anything yet.
I'm gonna have a real great Saturday.
I finished this Natter.
Yeah, I haven't finished anything yet. I'm a slow drinker.
The Natter Days, so you're gonna hate me.
No, I won't.
I like the Natter Day more than I like this.
But that's the thing is like, any of my fans out there watching, the beer snobs,
Oh yeah.
they're just sitting there going, "He's wrong.
Oh yeah.
He's wrong."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, anytime I talk about beer, I'm like, someone who knows more than me is like, you're a fucking idiot.
I went to Riverport a few months ago because I always get drugged there somehow. It was like trivia night.
Wait,
or
hold on.
something.
You always get drugged there?
Dragged there?
I thought you
No,
drugged it.
I thought you meant you got people drug you.
I'll roofie you,
No,
brother.
no. I mean, I
I'll
put
slip
I
one
put a
in
few
you.
roofies in it before I even go.
Yeah,
I roofie
That's how
myself
I have
before
a
I
good
go.
time.
They're like, this place is a blast.
I gotta put some horse tranquilizers in my drink. If I'm
I'm
gonna have a
talking.
good time.
Like I'm having a blast here. I'm talking to the jukebox.
You think your Vicodin does anything?
You're beautiful. I like your lights. Anyway, I went in there and I was like, "What's the closest thing you have to Coors Light?"
Is
And
that
they were
all
like,
you
"They
drink?
seriously want to be like, get out."
Is that all you drink?
Hey,
I'm not gonna judge, man. I drink.
that's mostly what I drink.
I did my show last week. I did 2 super nice beers.
Yeah.
And then I started playing World of Warcraft because I still play that. My friend was on and he was drinking vodka, and I was like, "Okay, man, I'll drink with you." I went and got a Mickey's 40
Okay.
after I did 2 very.
See, and I
nice
knew you
beers.
did Mickey's too. I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I drink Mickey's.
I know. I've
See,
seen the picture.
it's
I
nice
love it.
when you get a man who can do both. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I really don't.
Let me tell you why
know
I drink
Mickey's?
the Coors so much.
I'm very one-sided. I drink like
So
in Boise. I basically only drink nice beer.
So
Coors is my favorite domestic beer,
cool. Okay,
and the reason why is Coors Light is
it's good.
it's good for the price. I go to Mavericks, and it's a 12-pack of the 16-ounce cans
See, there you go.
for $12.29.
Can't beat that.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's like the same as Rolling Rock.
I'm just past the point where I care about good deals. I think.
Oh well, I'm not rich.
Yeah, as
But I think
don't know.
even if I wasn't doing well,
I'm not.
I think even if
No.
I would probably still not care
here's
No,
the
huh?
thing
about
man.
price.
I'm cheap.
You gotta remember your roots.
Well, I'm still in my roots.
Every time, yeah. Every time I take a sip of that Mick, I'm taking back to the streets.
You know what? No, fuck you. You know, I am out of my roots. No,
I
this
love
is
that.
how.
I love that people are trying to get us back on the topic of sports and
No.
we're just not doing it.
This is how I know. This is how I know I have graduated, because I do drink Coors Light now. And I just told you guys before we started the show, I used to drink 4 Locos.
Okay.
So I
first,
have
no, you
graduated
haven't.
from poor college student who could afford 2 Four Locos that would fuck him up.
Well, technically, 2 Four Locos is like $6. No, that's like 4. Right? Or
Yeah,
the
but you can.
5?
But I could scrounge $6 when I was in college. I could be like, oh, $6, go get 2 Four Locos.
12.
One time I drank 4 Four Locos and I thought I saw Jesus.
Who's the number 1 fantasy pick?
Who is the number 1 fantasy pick this year?
Should we switch back to sports?
Well, hold on.
Let's give ourselves some time to figure out who I would even take. I want to see.
Yeah, let's. Okay, hold on. Yes, football. But were we done with basketball?
No.
I don't know. Because for me, basketball, man. It used to be my favorite sport,
Sure.
straight up. And then the Boston
know-
beat down the Lakers, and the whole team fell apart. Kobe got hurt,
Sure.
and I was sad.
Well, here's one of the reasons why we become such a basketball centric show is because when we started sports program, it was mostly football and baseball. But then I had a mission last year. I wanted to get into NBA more.
Yeah.
I
That
didn't
was
have a
great.
team.
That was super fun.
That was a great time. And now that I have went through, so the year before last, I had watched. Oh, what do you think? Like, pretty close to playoffs is when I started watching it regularly.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'd pay attention to the standings. That was
As
basically
long
it.
as you check the scores.
Right, but this last year, once I've determined I'm a lifelong fan of the Portland Trailblazers since last year. I watched from beginning to end, though. I watched from the absolute very beginning to end. I mean, I pretty much, after LeBron went to the Lakers last year, is when I went all in on watching NBA. And
It's
I had such
greatest story in television,
oh yeah. And I had
Best
such
drama on
and
it.
I had such a great time watching basketball this last year.
which is why it's on TNT
Yeah.
because they know drama.
But what was it? Nip Tuck on TNT too? Nip Tuck? No, that was USA. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, continue.
I don't know. I've never seen that show. Because it has the word nip. It has nip in the title, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Does it?
No,
Tuck makes me even more uncomfortable.
I'm fine with Tuck.
To answer Philip's
Would you
question,
fuck me?
whether you play PPR or standard, Saquon Barkley should be the number 1 pick of your fantasy draft,
I hate PPR.
and then Ezekiel Elliott number 2. I play 2 PPR leagues and 1 standard. I destroy standard. Like, I've made the championship every year in standard.
I've only missed the playoffs. I've been in 2 leagues. I've only missed the playoffs once in one of the leagues, and I'm about 6 years in.
Okay.
And there's another league I'm in that about the last 3 years, I've taken first place twice, non-PPR.
I have never
PPR
missed.
I took last
I
year.
have never missed the playoffs in fantasy football ever.
Yeah.
I've also never played fantasy football.
I was, you
So.
said I saw that coming.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know why I haven't. I sometimes I think maybe I'm too dumb. Too dumb to like.
Oh, anyone can be good at it.
Oh sure. I mean, Andy King plays. Love you, Andy. That's a joke. That's Andy. That's a joke.
Oh,
I
well,
love
he's
you
terrible at it.
forever. I know, but I love him so much. So, anywho, joke. He does another show on the TSPN network. So,
Had to call him dumb real quick. You freaking dummy.
dummy.
Well, that's the. I don't,
He's very supportive.
You
of
know,
the show.
I don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear this like anybody can be good at it because I put in the work.
Yeah, but
Every-
it sucks when you put in
every-
the work and then someone who doesn't beats you.
Well, that
Because
doesn't
of
happen.
the-
Dude,
luck
how many
some
people?
weeks.
How many people have started playing fantasy football because of the show The League? Because once I started watching the show The League, I got more interested in playing.
But you
fantasy
still haven't,
football.
though.
I have not. No.
Has the right person just not invited you? Because I feel like that's
Yeah.
a lot to do with it.
Yeah. No.
Are you waiting for Zach to?
No,
ask the
no.
question?
You know what? My story with playing fantasy football is much like my same story of when I was in high school, and I'd be like, I've never even been to a party because they're lame.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, "Do you want to go to a party this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they're
I've
cool
been
and I
to
remember this
hundreds
stuff.
of them. Literally dozens.
Handfuls.
Girls like me.
Yeah, I don't go because girls don't talk to me.
I don't go. I
no
like
one's ever
Diablo
invited
2
me.
more than parties.
Yeah, I. picked
I
it on
like.
purpose.
You know what? I like my virginity.
You know, I could put Halo 2 down for the night.
I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian. I went to the youth group.
I'm a God-fearing man. That's why I don't go to parties. And then someone's like, "Do you want to go to a party?" I'm like, "Yes, please." I'm not desperate. I was invited. Then I walked around the party. I'm like, "Hello, were you invited as well?"
So you're using the exact same tone and volume as you did at the Fall of Troy Chiodos concert in 2002.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, "I don't know what's happening, but I like it. I feel tingly in my area,
Thanks, Fall Troy.
my swimsuit area."
Thank you. Oh God.
POV joke. So that's where I am with fantasy football.
That's where that.
That's where I was going with that.
Oh.
Is that maybe I because my close friend, the O'Shaughnessy, the O'Shag Hennessy's, they play together.
Yeah.
And they've never invited me. But I've also been outspoken where I'm like, fantasy football's for nerds.
Well,
but
here's
it's
the thing is
literally
you do
where I'm
that.
like, parties are lame.
What's that thing you guys do on the show? Pigskin.
Pigskin Pick'em. No, I love that.
See, I'm
Oh,
not-
so
and you guys are doing it, and I was like, I should do it. And I
you
just
should
didn't.
you should this year.
Well, I have to now.
They're so fun.
I've been on the show.
But the reason why I like doing Pigskin Pick'em though, as opposed to fantasy, which I have not done fantasy, but I don't have to put. This last year, on the Pigskin app, on the ESPN fantasy app, I did do one league on there. After the second week, I forgot to put anybody else in or change stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, that's the thing for me is
I forgot.
my favorite part of fantasy is after the week's over, Sunday night after the Sunday night game.
Oh yeah.
I go in and I do the research. Who did this? Who scored this?
Okay.
What's their matchup next week?
Yep.
But I feel like I've played with a bunch of strangers on the ESPN fantasy app. If I played with friends who are like, "Hey, you suck," I'd be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get better because I want to beat these people." But on the fantasy app, it was strangers, and I was like, I just would
Well,
forget.
that's the thing. You should go in there and be like, you just talk shit to them.
Sure. But on Pick'em,
Yeah, you're the ones who suck, but
on
Yeah.
Pick'em, it's nice because it's a straight Pick'em. You are the ones who suck.
you are the butt suckers.
Yeah.
I suck the least of all of you.
Yeah.
I'm not good
And
at
then you
talking
take
trash.
last place all year.
Oh yeah. But on the Pigskin Pick'em, I do like it. It's just a straight Pick'em.
And it's not. Is it just who wins? It's not. You don't have to do a spread, right?
No.
You can.
Well, there's
you
a
can
spread
set
for
it
the
up
Monday
with
night
the
game. The Monday
Yeah.
night game has the spread.
And you can set it up to where you need to have the spread.
I don't understand the spread. The spread is just what you think the
They have to cover the spread to actually win.
I've
So
had
I'm always
Zach
confused
try
with how
to
the spread
explain
works.
this to me on so many
it's just
occasions,
the
and I still
points in
don't get it.
between what
Yeah. So
the final score
so
is, right?
say there's like a 3-point spread.
So like 23. 20.
Say like the Niners were picked to beat the Seahawks
Yeah.
by 3 points.
Yeah, explain it to
And
Sean
if
loudly.
they didn't win
In my
by
direction.
if they didn't win by 3 points, say they won by 1 point,
Yeah.
they didn't cover the spread, so you actually don't win your bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Do you
so, but
under-
if they even if it's 4 points, they still.
Do you
win.
understand it now, Sean? Because I can have him explain it to you again. I got it though.
Yeah, so I do this thing. I do this.
Do you want me to try to explain it to you?
Explain it to Sean loudly and clearly in
So-
my direction so I can see your lips.
I
have a
do
hard
this
time
thing
hearing.
at work. I do this thing at work where I'm like, yeah, can you say that again? But pretend like I'm 4. But no, it's not for me. I'm just gonna go explain it to someone later, and I like the way that you explained it. But explain it like I'm
Yeah.
dumber. Explain it like there's no way I would get it if you
Yeah.
explained it normally. So we have these popsicle sticks.
Mommy and Daddy gave you a stand.
And you use the glue that doesn't get you high to put the popsicle stick.
It's hard. It's yeah.
Popsicle
But I'll be
sticks.
like,
Tongue
I
twister.
don't. I didn't understand. I got it. I clearly
No,
got it.
he didn't get it.
No.
Just-
But can you explain it loudly and
But look at
clearly?
me.
But look at me. I have a hard time hearing. I would like to be able to read your lips as well.
And then, but when he's looking at you, will you look at me and then
yeah,
mouth what he's saying?
yeah. And then give me time to write it down. But I got it.
It's
though.
for him though.
I'm taking notes for him.
I'll take notes for you.
I'm gonna take the notes from what you explained to me. Then I'm gonna go have somebody else explain the notes to me. Somebody who speaks on my level.
So this year, though, so you will be doing the pick'ems again.
We are, yeah. Pigskin Pick'em coming up.
How optimistic are you as a Niners fan this year?
If no one gets hurt. But that's the thing is Jimmy G didn't get hurt till what, week 5?
Yeah, didn't look that
And
great
even
yet.
then I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. They're only losing by a small margin, and that's what I said all the year before too.
I just genuinely believe in Kyle Shanahan as a coach. I
Sure.
really
Well,
do.
yeah, as being a Falcons fan,
Yeah, well, of
You
course.
should.
and
Well,
so
he did lose the Super Bowl for us.
well,
It was completely his fault, no
Are
one
you-
else's.
yeah, not the defense,
No.
not the people that let. The
I mean,
Patriots come back.
defense aside, his play calling is what gave the Patriots a chance to even have the ball at the end of the game. Like, he was like, you know what would be cool? Dropping back right now with Matt Ryan. That way we could take a sack and, just run the fucking football.
Yeah, okay,
That
yeah.
show, that game was just prior to us starting our show, and I remember we were talking, but not as much as we do now. And I remember you messaging me and saying like, "Hey man, can you just not tweet about it anymore?" or
Yeah.
something along those lines.
So this is funny. So the entire time the Super Bowl was going on, which back to Kyle Shanahan real quick, it was like he got fucking hired by San Francisco mid-game or something. It was like he was the best offensive coaching game of his life, and then all of a sudden he comes out at halftime and they must have like called him and been like, "Hey, we're giving you a San Francisco job," and he's
got
just
the
like,
job.
and he's just like, you know what? fuck this game, and then just went out there and just took a shit all over the field.
I'm not even the head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
fuck
isn't
it.
on me. And no, but for real, it was halftime, and it was like 28-3, and Derek's like live tweeting the whole game.
Oh, yeah, whole
and
game.
he's just like, I wouldn't rule out Tom Brady.
No. What I said was like, it was like 23-3. Oh, it was like 23-3.
Yep.
20, yeah,
The 28-3. I said, I think the Falcons have a real chance of winning this.
yeah, the Falcons score like 28 more points. I think they got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It was like just stuff like that. I'm like, man, I think they got a real shot of winning this game. Just like you can't rule them out. You can't rule.
And then after that, he just kept going. It isn't over. It isn't over. It isn't over. And the Patriots just kept coming back and coming back and coming back.
I feel like I
Do you
single-handedly
feel like
jinxed
it's your
it.
fault?
A little bit. Yeah.
I feel like it's his fault.
My
I do too.
My friend thinks it's because he was sober all season and still wasn't drinking, and at halftime he went and bought a bottle of vodka and drank it all. And as he was drinking it, they started coming back, so he's drinking more and more and more.
You know what? I didn't get very drunk last year at the Patriots and Rams, and the Patriots won. But the year before, Zach and I went and watched it in the bar with the Eagles, and I got so drunk, and the Eagles won. So maybe
I had an HR law test the next day.
Honestly, I was the most bored. the most bored I've ever been watching that Super Bowl.
Oh God, it was so bad.
yeah.
No, but for real, the real reason that the Falcons lost is because we were terrible. Like our defense was it was the worst second half defense out of all 32 NFL teams that year. So of course they came back. Like I don't know how our defense only held them to 3 points in the first half, anyways. But so
I mean, that's all right because the Patriots fans, if they want to, I mean, they'll always have the Giants.
but also Kyle Shanahan did bone us.
Sure.
He made a couple questionable calls, but I do still think that the San Francisco 49ers are lucky to have him, and I think that moving forward they're going to have a really good year because of him and Jimmy G.
Well, this is the thing now, though, is you have people whispering, this is his last year.
For Shanahan?
Yeah,
He's got to do it.
he's got to do
Yeah.
it this year, or he's.
I agree with that. He's got to get some results.
He coached the Broncos too at one point, didn't he?
No, his dad coached the Broncos.
That was his dad.
Okay,
That is his dad.
So with that being said, that makes me sad. So if they don't even make the playoffs, what if they get close? Are they gonna? Do you think?
I think if they don't make it in, he's done.
And that's what this is what I don't like about sports is you, and basketball especially is, you get a player for 1 year. Paul George is in OKC how long?
2 years.
2 years.
He was. Okay.
But he just signed his contract just last year.
Okay,
To
so he's
go
free
4
agent,
years.
and then he signed longer. I hate that they can get out like that. That's stupid.
Talk their way out.
Well, I think it's dumb for the entire NBA, or the teams that don't even have a team or have the Knicks or.
Well, it sucks to be like a Spurs fan like I am and know that we lost Kawhi. So like the Raptors just won a championship. It's hard to not believe that should have been our championship. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like all he had to do was say, I don't want to play here anymore. That's not awesome. And then he gets to leave. So I
Yeah.
agree with you. It's bad for the game that players can move whenever they want to.
It doesn't make it fun. It makes it fun. Like now, you're like, look at all these trades that happen. That's exciting to watch all those trades go down. But it's like it's not fun because I want to see, like Westbrook. I know everyone hates him, but you see, Westbrook
I don't know. So
stuck in OKC.
yeah, but he kind of chose to stay there. He keeps signing new contracts.
But
I do like the loyalty though.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I want. The loyalty is that's.
I
what
like the Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook loyalty. Did we lose it?
We're fixed. We just lost the camera and then I fixed it. We're good.
And we're back.
It's
You lost your camera.
It's because you let.
But we had the sound though.
It's because you let that thing hang over the thing. No,
Okay.
but the
I'll fix
loyalty
it.
thing, and that's what I'm so like. Tom Brady, hate him or love him, been with the Patriots
Sure.
forever. He's put it. And he's reevaluated his contract.
Yeah.
To keep.
Oh
other
yeah,
players
to
or do
keep
this or
players.
that.
Yeah.
And I understand maybe he does that because he's old and he's like, well, I might as well do it. 'cause
It's
I'm
better
old.
to keep playing and keep winning.
It's
And,
like I want to win 10 Super Bowls.
and I'm sure he makes money in other ways. Is the thing. Like, I think he's got to, right? We're gonna lose Derek for a second. That's just a rule.
Is this something that happens?
No, but we usually don't do shows this long, and I bet
Is
he's.
this the long? Are we talking too long?
No, I just think the guy's got a. No, never mind.
Oh, it's hot. I'm feeling all right. How you feeling?
I feel good.
I'm sweaty, obviously. But
I'm wearing shorts, which I don't normally wear.
I should have worn my shorts.
I popped on some shorts. I feel good. I always run a little cool compared to most people, though.
Are you gonna pass out?
It's just getting toasty.
Honestly,
we'll
I
deal
thought
with
he
the
was gonna-
sound.
Honestly, I thought he was going pee. Is
Honestly,
what I
so
thought
like,
was really
can
going to
you
happen.
hear? Hold on. I can't really hear anything.
No, well, I mean, she's playing games and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just,
What is she playing, by the way?
I think she's playing Breath of the Wild.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's stay on sports though.
But I had to let some of the air out.
No, there's
Yeah.
certain players in every sport.
Get that in here.
Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook will be two of them.
Absolutely.
Where they just stick to their guns and they're like, this is my team and that's what's most important. It's funny, we haven't even really talked about it, but it seemed like Kemba Walker was trying to say that too. Like, if Charlotte offers me even a little bit less than the max deal, I'm going to stay in Charlotte. And then next thing you know, he's in Boston. So I'm like, was that his decision or their decision? Like, I don't know if it was like Charlotte was like, we finally need to move on from Kemba, or if he was like, I was just kidding about what I said about taking less money to stay here and left.
And I like that Dame re-signed for 4 more years.
Yeah, he signed another extension.
But now, I know that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
It really doesn't mean
Paul
anything.
George-
And then
Paul
what-
George just signed a 4-year deal last year.
I know, so I'm a little
So
sad,
what do they?
scared.
What? So what happens when they do that? When they get out, they don't get the. Obviously, they don't get all the money.
No, you do. You trade them with their contract.
Oh, okay.
So that's why
the
team-
other
Yeah.
the
That-
other team picks up the
yeah.
contract. or
So
what's
that's
up.
why teams do a thing called sign-in trades. So Kevin Durant's a good example. They try to get you not to move from team to team now. So the team that you're currently on can always offer you the most money.
Okay.
So that like 5-year supermax that they always talk about, you can't get the 5-year supermax from another team. Like the only team that can offer Kawhi the 5-year supermax would have been Toronto.
Okay.
So LA can't offer him as much money, so he actually has to take less money to go there. Kevin Durant, to go somewhere else, has to take less money. So what they do instead, this benefits both teams. Golden State re-signs Kevin Durant before they trade him. They give him the longest deal they possibly can. Then they trade him with that new contract to Brooklyn. So because Brooklyn couldn't have offered him the same amount of money.
Okay.
And people would say, well, what does Golden State get out of that? Why would they sign someone for extra money just to help them get paid more somewhere else? That's where the sign-in trade comes in, because you get an asset back now. So they get what they want. They get to go somewhere else, and they get the extra money. You, in return, get D'Angelo Russell. You know, like you.
Yeah.
That's how you get something out of it.
Okay.
So sign-in trades happen all the time.
But that
But-
makes it not fun.
Well, and it definitely screws them out of that whole, hey, let's make it so they get paid more by the team they're
Well,
already
that's
on.
LeBron's fault, right?
Well, teams, yeah, I mean, I think
He
they,
started off.
I think it was the
did.
LeBron era.
Cleveland
Yeah.
to Heat.
I think the LeBron era when he left Cleveland is when they added that little like extra year more money thing to try to get you to not do that. But now the loophole is just these sign-in trades to work around it. So
I don't know.
it's always going to happen.
We like to waste power in this house.
But
Leave all
it-
the lights on.
But it sucks to be a small market fan. Like, it sucks to be a San Antonio fan and know that, like,
Yeah.
potentially we can lose everyone at any time.
Sure.
But
And that was a fear. I mean, I think of a lot of Portland fans like, oh, do we lose Damian Lillard this year?
you don't have to oblige the player. That's the thing is, like,
Right.
Paul George, they could have just said, hey, Paul George, you just signed a contract with us.
Yeah.
Tough titties and stay. But they gave him what he wanted. Like, they didn't have to.
Well, but they also got. I mean, they got a ton of.
Well, they got a big haul out of
Yeah.
it. I think their general manager was like, how do you say no to that?
Also, I think the general manager worked closely with. At one point, didn't he work with
Sam Presti?
Right. Yeah, and Presti worked pretty close with the Clippers.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think there's a relationship there. It was like, hey, we're gonna give you the world for this,
But here's the problem.
and you don't have to have an unhappy player on the team.
First round picks don't mean shit if your team is winning titles, because they're getting like the last pick of the first round. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want the 30th pick of the draft.
Right.
So even though they did trade all these draft picks to OKC, like OKC's not getting any good picks out of it. They're getting
Sure.
the 30th pick if the Clippers start winning championships.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then again, the OKC hadn't won championships though.
They weren't going to either.
Right, no.
So I think they just realized that and they just were like, let's hit the reset
Let's
button.
just reset it. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Generally, they're like, let's just reset it. We're not going to win in this era. There's LeBron and the Brow
Yeah.
are right
And now
there.
Boogie in the brow.
Well, that's Boogie and the Brow. Listen, though, like we've seen LA get great players.
Sure.
I don't have hopes.
I don't think they're the favorite. I think that the Clippers are the favorite in the West, and then
I'm going to say the Clippers are the favorite now.
And that hurts me to say because
And they weren't hurt before.
4 days ago, when I thought Kawhi was coming to LA,
Oh, yeah.
Lakers, not Clippers. Maybe that's the confusion. Everyone just kept saying LA, and I was like, yeah. And
It's happening.
I forget the
Well,
Clippers.
LA
exist.
was saying, I mean, reports from LA were from the Lakers were
Yeah.
saying that they were
Favorite.
They were favorite. So it threw everybody off.
I bet LeBron just rubbed him wrong. Didn't rub him right.
I think just a lot of people don't want to play.
well,
with
it doesn't
LeBron.
help that Kawhi Leonard's a human robot.
It's true.
He
His
picked whatever team he got programmed to like.
His laugh he is a robot.
Yeah.
That laugh.
Love that
That that laugh is like if you asked an AI to be like, do a human laugh for me, AI.
Ha ha.
I think it's amazing.
I love the laugh.
You know,
Can I have one of those beers?
Yeah.
Awesome.
he definitely hurt my heart by leaving, but I was still okay with it in Toronto. And now that he's on the Clippers, I now dislike. I have to not like him.
I
It's a
was
sports rule.
where I was leaning, as I would have liked for him to defend his championship.
Exactly.
I would have liked for, I think the fun we've talked about on the show before. I like the story. I liked the story of him going, you know what? I won this championship.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it again.
And they probably could have.
I think so.
And that's why I like Nick Foles staying with Philly for another year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Not now, but yeah.
well, yeah. So he won the Super Bowl. He kept with Philly for another year
Uh-huh.
to see if he could defend the championship.
Uh-huh.
And
He tried.
He did. Yeah. And that was a game. That game.
player-
I think that was the best.
It's
playoff
interesting
game
that
of
the
season.
players wanted him.
Mhm.
The city wanted him. And then Jacksonville's like, "Hey, we have Blake Bortles. We got to fix this."
What do you mean?
Yeah, we got to do something here.
Did you watch that video?
They're like, "Uh-oh."
Did you watch that interview with Blake? And the interviewer's like, "Well, Blake, what would you do if you weren't playing pro football? Probably doing construction, railing down cigarettes."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whatever he's. I don't
He
know.
seems funny.
Yeah.
The show The Good Place.
He's like the butt of the joke on that
Which
show.
is great because it's out of left field, but there's a character on The
Jean
Good
Yu.
Place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jean Yu.
Loves the Jaguars. And there's one joke in the show where he asks Ted Danson, he's like, "Do the Jaguars ever win the Super Bowl?" And he's like, "I don't know that, but no." and then he keeps saying stuff about Blake Bortles, and he's like, "Blake Bortles is bad." Like, just
Yeah.
oh man, and they're funny.
And that shows
Great show.
A+.
That's probably my favorite joke. Will they win
Um,
the Super Bowl? He's like, "I don't know that." But
Who
no.
are all the teams that haven't won a Super Bowl?
Falcons,
Falcons?
probably Cardinals, the bird
Yep,
teams,
Cardinals.
The Birds.
because the Eagles were until that one.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the bird teams. Seahawks took a really long time. Obviously, we saw that. No,
So
Jaguars.
I'm curious because I want to know. When the seasons come around, if my teams don't make it, and there's a team in there that hasn't won a Super Bowl, I would like to root for them.
Okay, so the coach for San Francisco.
Cardinals, Falcons, Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Lions, Texans.
Okay, so the coach for the Niners is under the same scrutiny that who's that coach that I just love for the Lions? I want him to do good. What's his name?
Oh, the dude from the Patriots.
Yeah. I want him to be good.
Why do I not remember his name?
I can't remember it.
The guy
Zach-
who looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Why can't we remember his name? I want him to do
Oh,
good.
there's more. The whole list hadn't loaded. Jaguars, Chargers, Vikings, Titans also on that list.
Okay.
Well, the Titans are newer, and the Jaguars
the
are
Titans
too.
went to the Super Bowl. Their expansion.
A lot
year.
of these teams have been to the Super Bowl. Most of the teams on this list have. I mean,
Did-
Buffalo lost 4 in a row, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like a.
Well, made for
There's a
one of the
big
best 30 for 30s ever. Before Falls to Buffalo.
Lions
Very
coach.
Good.
Matt
Matt Patricia, duh.
There was a
Patricia.
P there. I knew there was a P there.
But he's gonna get fired too if he doesn't do it good.
Oh, he's got one more year, yeah.
Well, you know,
But I want him to do good.
Matt Stafford is not the answer.
No, but when
sorry.
you spend that much money, he has to be the answer.
I don't think he's a dumb quarterback. He's done some really crazy, like there was one game in the season where they were on like the 1 yard line, and he did like a little fake, and then he just popped the ball over, and they won. And he's a smart quarterback, but he's.
Oh yeah, dude.
I gotta wheeze the whisper.
I mean, we'd end it, but I want you to do your UFC picks first.
Yeah, you guys
so.
just talk about nonsense until I'm back.
That's okay.
Well-
This show's off the rails, and I'm fine with it.
Is that my fault? Is that because of the beer thing?
No, I actually.
Does it
this
just
is-
get off the rails like this?
This
or-
has been I don't know, like pre Zach leaving for Boise. No, but it's still yeah.
Do you guys
but-
have? You guys need to have like an itinerary. You need to have a like.
Well, we used to
Have, like,
so
talking
when
points?
when he lived here, we were very good with talking points. We had a Google shared, shared doc. When he moved, though, we realized we started doing the show on Saturdays, but he Skypes in, and then we realized that we don't see each other at all. So it became every single time it was like, hey, we haven't talked about anything else either. Because we talk about more than sports, like Dragon Ball Z or other important things. Politics?
Well,
No.
do you want to get into that?
No, I don't do that.
Good.
I don't even know anything.
Me neither.
I
I don't
love
pay
it.
attention.
Dude, my head's in the sand. I love it.
And I like it that way.
I like to be so ambiguous with politics. I like to go. What is it Pete Holmes says? He says he likes to get into conversations and be like, I know, right? Obamacare. And they're like, is he for it or against it? Or he's like, I know it exists.
That's the and
I've heard it.
Most people will either way, if they're against it or they're for it. The way you say it.
Yeah.
That,
At work, I said something. It was a very hot take. I said, I believe in Donald J. Trump, and they're like, oh. And I was like, yep, I believe in him. I believe he exists,
and he is
and
here.
he's a real person, and he's a person that I've seen on TV a couple times. I believe in it.
I believe he has done things.
I don't believe in Santa Claus, because that's not real.
Okay, well.
Whereas
Well.
I know that he's a thing. I believe in him.
But what about the people that still believe in Santa?
There's no one that does, though, right?
Well, now they don't.
I ruined it for so many children out there.
Yeah, I hope
Oliver.
people are watching this with their kids.
With all that POV talk.
They have to explain.
Come around, children.
Let us gather in the warmth of our computer screens.
on the point of POV, since we haven't really talked about it yet,
Okay.
there has been many films. Hardcore Henry was POV.
Hardcore Henry was great.
What was
actually.
another POV film that I hated?
That's
You
it.
didn't like Hardcore Henry?
I
though?
just don't like the POV.
No.
The
it's
story
not.
was kind of cool.
It was like when Doom switched
Doom,
to it.
yes, yeah.
But that part is a
Doom.
good part, though.
When in Doom,
Yeah.
is it?
Is there
It's
any
better than
part
the rest
that's
of
a
the.
good
What
part?
is it? Is it better than the rest of the movie or
Are you
worse?
sure? Is it as good as Rampage with Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
I like Rampage though.
Did you?
Loved it.
I didn't watch it.
Dude, it has a big gorilla in it.
Did you watch that
It's
San
on
Andreas
HBO.
movie?
I did watch San Andreas.
But
What about that one?
It's bad.
You don't have to watch it anymore. You can just watch
it
the
looked
news.
like a bad Die Hard to me.
I still liked
But
it.
wasn't it just an earthquake?
Yeah,
there
it's the,
wasn't-
it's the
it's about
fault.
it's about what's like really happening.
Oh yeah.
It's a documentary about yesterday.
Documentary. I've always said that Mad Max is more of a documentary about Australia than anything.
The first one,
Just all of them.
Yeah.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, that's the most current of the documentaries.
I feel like that's.
Documentary 3.
I think Thunderdome is like an Americanized. It's like
I want you to tell me this: where's Tina Turner been?
since then.
She's still running the Thunderdome. That's where she's been.
Okay.
It's a documentary.
She's not dead, is
No.
Okay.
She's rolling on a river.
she? Ronan. Is that her?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Wait.
That's a liar joke.
Well,
Rolling on the river. That's where she'd be.
so you still you need to
I watched Liar recently.
you need to.
I haven't.
I did.
I haven't seen it since I was a child.
My favorite part of that movie is when he has all the blue on his face. He pops up and he goes, I can't lie.
It's a good movie.
And that's my. That's
a
the
good
only part I remember really.
It's a great movie.
You know,
I rewatched Cable Guy recently, which
see,
because
and
that's
I
one of
heard
my
that
favorites.
movie's uncomfortable.
We actually
It
just
makes me so
we
uncomfortable.
just watched it.
I love it.
as
Bree had never seen it, so we watched
It's
it.
so good.
It does it make you as uncomfortable as 1 hour photo with Robin?
No.
No, nothing does.
No. No.
Never seen it. I saw a clip and I was like, never mind. I'm good.
Yes, yes, I take pictures of people. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be if I did 1 hour photo. I'd be like, I want you to go off, Robin, like your comedy. Yes, 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 I take photos of people. Yes. I stalk the shit out of them. Yes.
Yep.
That's my
Didn't watch it.
Robin Williams impersonation.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it still.
Yes.
I mean, point of no return. No reason to go watch it.
He's in that Insomnia movie too, right? This is a sports show.
Well, but Robin Williams is everything.
It's a show about sports.
The
we talk about it
Sports
every-
are peppered in.
We
That's
pepper,
the new name.
All right, so
Sports are peppered in.
but also
Well,
I
yeah,
miss,
you should change that.
but also I miss you, man.
Also, I miss you, man. I haven't
Um,
seen you forever.
so,
Sports are peppered
fine.
in.
If you want to keep it sports, let's talk about what is your favorite movie that is a
Oh.
sports movie. Remember the Titans, Invincible.
Well, I already know the answer.
The
but-
one with Tony Danza where he's the Eagles kicker, the garbage man.
Oh,
You remember that one?
Yeah.
On Disney. He's a garbage man, and his leg is so strong because he has to kick his garbage machine.
Yeah.
His garbage.
I like Little
his garbage
Giants
truck.
and The Big Green.
Okay.
The Big
Okay.
Green. Wow.
Yeah, that's on. I think that's
Great
on,
reference.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pretty positive.
Yeah, it is on HBO right now.
But do you have HBO?
I got
I
HBO.
do, in a way.
Same way everyone else has HBO.
Well, I pay for it, so.
Me too.
I do too.
Okay. Wait.
I do
Oh,
too.
I do. He doesn't.
Oh, do you have it? Because
I do have it. I also have that channel.
My
Pay for it.
my parents have it now too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
It's
talking
great.
about I'm talking about the app that you can.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna get Disney Plus?
No.
Okay, let's talk about UFC.
I don't care to.
I'm taking
continue.
over. I'm taking over.
I don't care to continue any more of the Avengers story.
What?
Endgame was the end for me, baby.
It should be the end for
Okay.
everyone.
So
I am gonna watch Spider-Man though.
But as far as the overall Avengers storyline, it should be done.
Right, but I heard the Endgame. I mean, I've heard that Spider-Man: Far From Home is actually the correct way to end it, though.
by the way,
I've heard it's the.
we're gonna talk about it.
Well, actually, you can confirm it.
Is it bad?
I've
It's amazing.
I've
Oh.
heard that Far From Home is actually the bookend to the first saga.
Okay, of
Of
comic
like
book wise.
like if you
No.
if you watch Endgame,
It's supposed to
like
wrap it all
like
up.
Endgame for me currently has been the bookend
Well, they-
to
yeah,
the
they talk about-
story.
they
So
talk
I've
about-
heard that Far From Home is actually the correct bookend. Like
Oh,
start with Avengers 1 or Iron Man 1, end it with Far From Home.
Yep, exactly. It
But-
is
And then it also sets up for the next two.
exactly.
But also it's like the proper bookend. Like
Exactly.
it's post Tony Stark. We see that in the previews.
Yep.
Like it's post Tony Stark dying.
Yep.
So sorry spoilers. But like
If you haven't seen it yet, then you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's been out for 5 days.
so would you confirm that?
No,
Far From Home
Avengers,
is
not-
the bookend.
Far From Home is the
Okay.
latest and the
Okay.
latest one in the saga.
And then you could also watch it to set up whatever's next.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It is and it's huge, man.
But I heard you have to watch it because
You-
it does properly end the Endgame.
It does, and it sets up for a whole new thing. It's insane.
How is our boy Jake Gyllenhaal in
He's
it?
amazing, hands down.
I love him. I really do.
He not to give anything away, but this man can play whoever he wants.
Well, that's what Jake does. That's what Jake does.
That's what Jake
Which it
does.
does. I've always said that since
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Since Zodiac.
Everyone knows since Zodiac that I've always said that's what Jake does.
Or Donnie Darko.
Did you see
if
the one where
will.
he's like that creepy dude? The
Nightcrawler?
Oh,
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's
good.
so
Nightcrawler.
good.
It's a
Nightcrawler's
great
so
movie.
fucking good.
Didn't watch it. My wife did.
It's
What's
so
that
good.
creepy
So good.
one with the? There's
He's
the
incredibly
creepy one
creepy
too
in
with
it.
like the spider though too.
Whoa.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
It.
no, it's like the end of the movie. He like
This
looks
big
into
spider?
this room. It's like this
He's a huge
like,
spider.
tarantula
I don't like
tarantula
that.
in it.
I don't like
God,
that.
it's creepy.
He's in that.
Yeah, he's like the main dude
you
in
know
it.
the
I
name?
can't
You know what's kind
remember
of surprising about Jake Gyllenhaal? That he's also in very bad movies.
So, the
his name.
man.
What one?
The thing is,
The one he
Not
just-
Bubble Boy. Not Bubble Boy's great. He's the Bubble Boy.
listen, I was a big fan.
Big fan.
A big fan.
Everyone knows
when
that
it
when you
came out-
remake a made-for-TV movie,
what?
it's
when
going to
it
be
came
a
out,
hit.
I was a big fan.
Of Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
I actually like
but
that
I
movie.
was young.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Do you think it? Do you think it holds up?
I'm sure it does. It's a silly, stupid kids movie.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, except for he's trying to bone in it. I don't know. That's a weird movie.
Actually, I feel Now that you say that, and now I don't think it was meant for kids.
No,
don't
but
think
it's
it was
very
either.
silly.
Well, I don't know if this got lost in translation a second ago, but I think that anytime you remake a made-for-TV movie into a major motion picture, it's just got to be successful. That's just
Oh yeah, everyone says that.
yeah. If it was originally already not a big movie, let's remake it,
Yeah, I don't see why not.
and then it's only going to be better.
We've been running for a while here,
Wait,
Yeah,
how long?
I could wrap stuff up.
so let's
Well, I was trying to take over.
talk some UFC.
Okay, so normally I just like pick a couple of the fights, like the main ones, and do them.
Sure.
But the fight card tonight is freaking stacked, man.
Okay.
It's stack overflow up in this.
Tell me,
bitch.
sell it to me.
I'll sell it to you right now. So we start off with coming off of the Hall of Fame introduction ceremonies yesterday, where Diego, the Nightmare, then the Dream, then now the Nightmare again, Sanchez. I like to get all of his names in.
Does he transform so much?
I don't know how he did it, but anyways, him and Clay Guida, their fight made the UFC Hall of Fame for they pick a fight every year to introduce, like, not the people, but the fight itself into the Hall of Fame. So he's in the Hall of Fame now, even though it's just one of his fights. Coming off of that, he's going to get the shit beat out of him by Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa,
I did not see it
the
going
heart
that way.
of
I did not either.
the heart of Spokane, Washington. I think he's the biggest favorite on the main card because this is not a fair matchup. Diego is old and undersized for the division. Michael Chiesa just came up to 170, but the dude is massive for the weight class even
And he's
still.
from Spokane.
These
And-
are their photos.
Yeah, so he was on The Ultimate Fighter. His dad died while he was on The Ultimate Fighter,
Oh,
and like
man.
he was gonna go home, and they were like, "No, stay, win the show." For those who don't watch the show, The Ultimate Fighter is American Idol for kicking people's ass.
And it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going, and he won that season. And he's super talented. He's more of a grappler than a stand-up guy. If he ever rounds that out, I agreed. I like the stand-up guys. They're more exciting. Everyone
The
knows that.
knockouts.
But he has the
Watch
ability. He just
sweaty
knows.
wrestling.
He has the ability though. He just knows what he's better at. Is what I should say. Dude's talented. He wins this fight by a lot. Luke Rockhold. I'm just gonna basically skip over that one. Luke Rockhold also wins by a lot. Not only is the man just a real dime piece, but the guy can throw fisticuffs.
Okay.
And I believe he's making his debut or second fight now at 205 pounds. If he wins, he will call out John Jones. That'll be exciting. I love when like two people that are going to fight each other next are on the same card now. It just leads into the next fight perfectly. Funky Ben Askren versus Jorge Masvidal. Last time we saw Jorge Masvidal, not only did he knock out Darren Till after the fight, he also just punched a random person in the back, which was just good TV. And then he gave us that money quote where he's like, "Yeah, I had to give him a 2-piece and a soda."
That's must-see
And,
TV?
Or the 3-piece
That's
and the
must-see
soda.
TV?
Jorge Masvidal is just entertaining, and Ben is this generation's Chael Sonnen. Dude, he's a wrestler. He knows how to run his mouth. Jorge Masvidal doesn't give a fuck about it. He's going to show up. It's going to be a good fight. The sad thing is we just said we don't really like grapplers. Ben Askren's going to take Jorge down and probably keep him there. I see Ben Askren winning. And then we can get to the two title fights. I don't think either of them are very close. I hope Holly Holmes does a decent job against Amanda Nunes. But I think Amanda Nunes socks her the hell up.
I'm rooting for Holly.
I'm rooting for Holly. I'm rooting for Holly, baby. But I think Amanda Nunes knocks her out in the first round.
Okay.
She's just...
Have they fought before?
No, weirdly they haven't. I think that's why they gave the fight to Holly. I think somehow these two have eluded each other for the last few years. Holly Holmes is still the greatest kickboxer to ever be in the UFC as far as females go. So she's got a puncher's chance or a kicker's chance or whatever you want to call it. Sure. I'll be rooting for her. But I think Amanda Nunes is just a man among boys. Or a man among women,
A man among-
really.
Well, we can't.
You can't say that.
those things.
I did, though.
She is who she
It
is.
happened.
What she is.
Yeah.
Because you can't identify her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom.
John Jones versus Thiago Santos. I think this is the
Hold it.
easiest fight John Jones has had
Done
in
it.
a while, as far as matchups go. I don't think it's... Actually, no, he's a minus 560. He is the biggest favorite of tonight. Minus 560, I mean... I think by the third round, John Jones is weird lately how he decides to attack people. He'll probably stand with him for the first round like he's not going to try to take him down. And then by the third round, he'll just pummel him from the top. Like, he'll change his strategy because he'll get bored and then just take him down and win the fight. So I think he wins third round TKO. Johnny Jones.
Love it.
So he's only lost once?
He's only lost once, and they're getting rid of that loss on his record because it's not real. What happened was he was fighting Hamill. Hamill was the only deaf guy to ever fight at 205 pounds. Actually, he's the only deaf guy to ever be in the UFC. John Jones.
Didn't know that.
He didn't hear it coming.
Yeah, he didn't hear it coming. Here's what happened. John Jones got on top of him. He
Didn't
was
feel good.
dominating him, and he did what they call he went straight up and down. He went from midnight to 6, which you can't elbow from on top of someone because it's extremely lethal to do that. So he goes straight up, drops an elbow right on Hamill's face, and Hamill was done after that. And they're like, well, that's an illegal shot. So, they stood him up. They gave him the loss. So he's never really lost.
Okay.
He got disqualified.
Well,
I think there are limits.
rules are rules.
Well, rules is rules.
Those are the rules.
But this is also a dude who doesn't care and has been caught for steroids and cocaine.
Yeah,
So
he doesn't care.
I don't think John Jones
Both.
really cares
At the
about
same time.
rules. Yeah, he was literally doing both
That's fine.
simultaneously.
Balances it out.
I hope John Jones loses because I'll never root for a guy who cheats,
Yes.
as always. Not that Thiago Santos is the most likable guy, but he's got that. He's got a hammer on his chest as a tattoo, and he fights.
Well, it's better
like
than
it.
a dick sword. So
He fights like it though. He's gonna go out there
Brock.
like a
He's a great
barbarian
wrestler,
and
though.
I love it.
go after him.
Speaking of wrestling, dude, is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Speaking of wrestling, Dusty Katzenberger and I are still working out the details on it, but we will have a wrestling podcast on the network soon. With AEW making a huge move against WWE to be like the big number 2, we feel like the Monday Night Wars, even though they won't be Monday nights, are coming back though. AEW is. I've watched the last couple pay-per-views. They've been fantastic. They're so fun.
Bitches know what they're doing.
It's been fun. They've been great. So we will be talking WWE and AEW and that whole thing going on. You want to get in there now, brother? Yeah, brother. We want to do a wrestling podcast now, brother.
I got you for
Hey,
3 minutes.
Before we
Oh, Bonesaw.
3 minutes of playtime.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. Not this.
3 minutes of playtime. I'm gonna get that clip. That's gonna open
That's
us up.
amazing.
Yeah, well, what else would you have it do?
Are you either of you going to the show this evening
To
Are,
the
are you
show.
going to the show?
at the Riverport Brewery?
You want to
Are
see a
you,
show?
are you going to the start of the show?
I'm gonna watch it until the fights start, and then I'm gonna leave.
I might do that now. I hadn't intended on that, but
But he might now because we have been drinking, and I'm going to talk him into going.
I'm feeling pretty loose about it. I would like to
See,
stop.
that was easy. That was easy. You
I-
said all right. You all heard it.
I would
Alright.
like to stop
I gotta go to
somewhere.
the bathroom.
I would like to stop somewhere for wings.
Wings.
Looks like we're going out on
This show's brought to you by Wings.
For wings.
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 Fucking eat them.
Fucking eat 'em. Any place.
Albertsons.
We don't care.
Albertsons has really good wings.
They have
I'm
great
not,
wings. Yeah.
No, salt and vinegar, baby.
Yeah, the
Salt and vinegar wings.
baby.
We just ate them.
Yeah,
for
salt
the
and
first
vinegar.
time.
Yeah,
So good.
I eat them like 3 times a week, so I have a
Okay.
huge problem. It's really bad for my cholesterol.
Oh, I got a wings problem.
I got a wings problem, baby.
I don't know why I went like, I got a wings problem, huh? Bibbity bobbity.
Yeah, what were we doing before that? The old timey voice.
Yeah, I know.
You got a problem with wings, see? There's so many wings.
Hey.
I like a few wings, see?
Here's the problem: is that you've had too many wings.
This podcast is brought to you by Wings. Fucking eat them or whatever.
Yeah, you should eat them or don't.
Depends on your personal preference, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I guess if you don't eat meat, probably not the best idea. See?
You don't like wings, and fuck you.
Yeah,
Go get some cauliflower wings.
yeah. Sports program. If you don't like wings, go fuck yourself. See?
If you're not a big Wings fan, then that's your personal preference, see?
Yeah.
He's he's open-minded.
Yeah, but the Red Wings suck dick. So let's bring it back to sports.
Hey, there it is.
Red Wings could go eat a butt. They can eat a butt. See?
And about see?
I guess that's a whole butt you could probably
Well,
be
you guys
eating
are
right
talking
now.
about-
See?
You're talking about red wings and then eating and
Perfect.
you
Gross.
can't.
There's never been a show we've ever done this far off the rails. There are no rails at this
No,
point.
no rails.
But also probably the best show
Oh, man,
in
it's
the
been my
history
favorite.
of sports
Start
program.
talking about the new Terminator movie for some reason.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in this program. Thank you to Home Run Jack. Make sure you check him out at Home Run Jack on Twitter.
I'm now Home Run Zach on Twitter. I just changed it.
Oh, wow. That's
Can
good.
you please, actually?
At Quack1 on Twitter. At Derek on TSPN.
It's actually Fleetwood Zach right now.
Nuh-uh.
It is.
Is it?
As of now.
Make sure you check out Sean's show, though, on Twitch TV. Go ahead and give the twitch.tv.
TwitchTV.
No, it's twitch.tv.
twitchtv.com/
That's you're doing way too
I
many
don't know.
letters.
just
Twitch-
just type in Home Run Jack.
twitch.tv
You'll find
slash
twitch.tv/
Home Run Jack. For great beer reviews
And bad
and a
ones.
great time.
and a great time. Also, he does some video game streaming.
I stream games, but come for the beer.
There it is. And then, of course, check out the rest of our fine programming at TSPN.fun. See? Because you're not having fun unless you're spending time poorly. That's pretty good.
You need to get one of those fake plastic cigarettes for this.
Let me put my cigarette out in your tit. All right. I'm out of here. Bye, everybody.
It's just a saucy broad.
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.